Hello everyone and welcome to Trojan Stadium in Beloit, Kansas for the 22nd annual 8-Man All-Star Football Games. As we watch the players from both squads warm up on the field, I would like to take time to thank the Kansas 8-Man Football Association, the Beloit Rotary Club, and the Beloit Knights of Columbus for sponsoring today's games. I would also like to thank all of the volunteers who put in long hours to make these games possible. It takes a very coordinated effort to make this event a reality, and everyone involved deserves recognition for a job well done. This morning's Division II game and the afternoon Division I game provide the ideal venue for showcasing the talent of outstanding seniors playing the 8-man game throughout the state of Kansas, with many of the players in today's games going on to take up the challenge of collegiate football. So at this time, let's meet the players, starting with the East All-Stars. Number 1 is Ryan Nittler from White City, 5'10", 165, quarterback. Dominic Newald is number 2 from St. John's Tipton, 6'2", 200 pounds, quarterback and running back. Number 4 is Heath Redding from Waverly, 6'2", 195 pounds, tight end and defensive end. Matthew Corson is number 7 from Waverly, 5'11", 165 pounds, running back. Number 10 is Jordan Stout from Madison, 6'2", 205 pounds, quarterback, safety. Number 11 is Andrew Wiederholt from Hartford, 6 foot, 205 pounds, linebacker, punter. Anthony Bruna is number 20 from Hanover, 6'1", 180 pounds, guard, defensive end. Shane Hosley is number 21 from Clifton Clyde, 5'11", 180, running back. Tim Stinnett, number 22 from Marmarth and Valley, 6'1", 195, halfback, cornerback. Number 24 is Bryant Lindsay from Lebo, 5'10", 155, running back, wide receiver. Marcus Sires, number 32 from Wakefield, 5'10", 180, linebacker, offensive end. Number 33 is David Becker from Marad de Cygnus, 5'11", 205 pounds, offensive guard, defensive end. Number 42 is Taylor Barker from Lebo, 6'4", 220, tight end, defensive end. Number 50 is Vincent Cresson from St. John's Tipton, 6'1", 180, offensive guard, linebacker. Number 52 is Tyson Knox from Clifton Clyde, 5'11", 205 pounds, offensive line and defensive line. Derek Foreman is number 53 from West Smith County, 6 foot, 235, offensive line. Cade Bauman is number 54 from West Smith County, 6'1", 220, offensive line and defensive line. 64 is Justin Orr from White City, 6'2", 210, linebacker, guard. 85 is Jacob Stewart from Madison, 6'4", 200 pounds, tight end, linebacker. 88 is Jared Harris from Williamsburg, 5'7", 240, guard, tackle. The head coach is Russ Steinbrock from Clifton Clyde. His assistants are Matt Heuer from Hanover and Daniel Ulrich from Marmarth and Valley. And now the West All-Stars. Number 1 is Joe Braz from Pawnee Heights, 6 foot, 185, defensive end. Number 2 is George Ortiz from Maxville, 5'8", 250, center, nose guard. Number 4 is Frank Morton from Spearville, 5'10", 155, running back and defensive back. Number 8 is Levi Headland from South Gray, 5'10", 195, running back, linebacker. Lance Hoffman is number 9 from Claflin, 6'5", 195, quarterback. Number 10 is Bobby Trapp from Otis Bison, 6 foot, 155, defensive back, wide receiver. Brett Goerzen is number 11 from Gossel, 5'6", 140, wide receiver. Number 16 is Garrett Hebert from Gossel, 6'2", 175, quarterback, defensive back, and punter. Ben Paul is number 20 from Pretty Prairie, 5'8", 215, running back, defensive line. Marty Lager is number 21 from Grinnell, 5'8", 165, quarterback, defensive back. Number 28 is Chance Sterling from South Barber, 5'10", 185, wide receiver, running back. Number 32 is Chaz Beckwith from Jetmore, 5'11", 180, defensive end, fullback. Logan Headland is number 34 from South Gray, 5'11", 245, running back, linebacker. Kyle Connor is number 36 from Claflin, 6 foot, 210 pounds, fullback, linebacker. Number 37 is Tyler Wilder from Pretty Prairie, 6'1", 210, running back, linebacker. Number 42 is Chad Forrester from South Barber, 6'2", 200 pounds, tight end. Number 52 is Richard Lugalia from Skyline, 5'11", 208 pounds, linebacker. Number 54 is Anthony Sherrill from Jetmore, 6 foot, 185, tight end, linebacker. Jared Morford is number 66 from Greensburg, 6 foot, 255 pounds, running back, linebacker. Number 88 is Joseph Cordell from Little River, 6 foot, 220 pounds, running back, linebacker. The head coach for the West All-Stars is Matt Johnson from Spearville. His assistants are Chad Cohoon from Jetmore and Otis Hendricks from Claflin. Down on the field, the coin toss has been completed, and the West All-Stars wearing red will be kicking off to the East All-Stars wearing blue. And now for the play-by-play, let's go to John Swanson of KVSV Radio. Take it away, John.
All right, thank you very much. This is the Division I game. The West and the East going at it. We'll tell you, in case you just joined us, that in the East-West 2 battle, in the Division II battle today, it was the East winning over the West by the score of 16-8. And Jay, we set a record in that ball game, didn't we?
Anderson from Hope intercepted 3 passes, and that broke the record of 2. And I think he would want to give a partial record help to his defensive linemen, because 2 of his 3 interceptions were direct results of defensive pressure put on the quarterback. So, in a game that didn't feature a lot of passes, he did really well to come up with the 3.
Well, the West is going to kick off today. Back deep for the East will be Jordan Stout of Madison and Matthew Corson of Waverly. And it looks like Joe Brose of Pawnee Heights will kick it off. Or, excuse me, Frank Morton of Spearville for the West.
Kind of a neat approach on that. They all came running forward like it was going to be an onside attempt and spread out.
Here's the kick. And it's taken at the 15, 20, and down at the 22 is Jordan Stout of Madison.
Nice little return, sets him up at about the 21-yard line, so respectable field position here, and now we'll see. Can this offense live up to it? We saw in that first game today, the run defenses were awfully solid for both groups. They're going to find out really early here if they're up to the task of stopping this single wing version for the 8-man attack.
Single wing, and here comes the snap. And this time it goes back to Newald. Newald back to pass. Here's one out. He's got a man. He's got it at the 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown right off the bat. Number 7, Matthew Corson of Waverly. And I told you he could run a little bit.
I tell you what, and here it is. We've touted that run offense, and the defense is looking for that run offense. So what does the East do? They come out and they throw a 59-yard touchdown pass, first play from scrimmage. That will get a run defense's attention right off the bat.
So Dominic Newald airs it out, the first play of the game. Newald to Matthew Corson of Waverly for the touchdown. And like I said, I had 2 or 3 kids and coaches say that Corson could really fly, and he had a few steps on his defender, and then he ran away from him.
That was only 9 yards from being the all-time longest pass in the 8-man All-Star game.
And Dominic Newald takes the snap and runs around right end for the 2-point conversion. So Dominic Newald definitely putting a stamp on this game from the beginning here. It's 8-0 in favor of the East right off the bat. We'll take a break. We'll have more of the 8-man 1 All-Star game in the state of Kansas from Trojan Field in Beloit after this timeout. Well, we're back at the Kansas 8-man 1 All-Star game. It's 8-0 East and 12 seconds gone, Jay, and we have 8 points. It took us till like the minute 18 mark in the second quarter to get 8 points. So I think this one is going to be a lot higher scoring. Here's the boot. Taken at the 2, to the 5, 10, 15, 20, out in the open, 25, 30, and a good shoestring tackle there on the return. It was Brett Gorson of Gosel, another very speedy player.
They did a great job of getting up to the wedge and squirting through, and then immediately popping to the outside and got around the second wave, and it was last man. Last man doesn't tackle him. We're tied up here after less than 20 seconds being played.
Now, Brett Gorson Harrison, another guy, Coach Johnson told me that we're going to try to utilize his speed, especially in the return game. Well, he just about took it to the house. 1st and 10. Here's the pitch back to the 40-yard line, and that's number 37, Tyler Wilder, Pretty Prairie. He goes 6'1", 210, built pretty solid.
Yeah, very solid. You don't see the big size like we've seen in the past. Logan Robinson from Agra, 6'7", and 290 pounds. But all of these kids, you look at them, they just look wired, tight as can be. They're really packed solid.
2nd down, we'll call it 7. Here's the handoff. Had a 1st down carry there. Good job by the West. Pretty good line surge there. The ball carrier number 37, Tyler Wilder from Pretty Prairie again. Quarterback is Lance Hoffman of Claflin, number 9. And the red, the West squad has a couple of good quarterbacks that can throw it a little bit, and Hoffman being one of them. 1st down and 10 from the 35-yard line. Handoff on the right side. Short gain this time of about 3. It's 8-0 East as they strike on the first play of scrimmage. A 59-yard touchdown pass from Dominic Newald of St. John's Tipton to Matthew Corson of Waverly, and then Newald ran in the 2-point conversion.
Well, Claflin is a newcomer to 8-man. Like Victoria in the D2 contest, they were 11-man powers for years and years, but now moved down to the 8-man ranks and still providing quality kids.
2 backs behind Hoffman, and here's the handoff, a little reverse to Joe Brose of Pawnee Heights. He dropped the football, but he was already down, so it's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 9 for the red squad, the West squad. All right, tell you what, we're going to send it down to Aaron now. Looks like Aaron has gathered up Matthew Corson of Waverly. Aaron?
Yeah, here with Matt, and first play from scrimmage, you guys come out of ball fire, you just fly down the field, and Newald hit you. Tell me about that play.
We had that coming in the beginning of the game. We had it written on the board up yesterday. We were going to come out showing them that we could pass and throw the ball. We were a little worried because the wind was blowing, but it died down. And they just said put it up and let Matt run underneath it, and we'll see what happens. If we didn't catch it, knock it down, come back with another play. So we wanted to go for it all at the beginning, set the tone.
All right, thanks a lot. Good luck to you.
All right, and in the meantime, on 3rd down, Chad Forrester of South Barber caught a pass a yard short of a 1st down from Hoffman. So the West is going to have a 4th and 1 from the 25 of the East. Here's the direct snap back to number 54. The 1st down by Anthony Sherrill of Jedmore. Just the direct snap to him, and he just took it right up the gut for the 1st down.
Oh, and he almost popped it for the long haul. As you often see on a 4th and 1, the defense is stacked up tight, and he was able to bully his way through and pop free and just barely got tripped up by an ankle, or we'd be tied.
So 1st down for the West. They have the ball at the East 15-yard line. The quarterback is Lance Hoffman from Claflin. Handoff straight ahead to Tyler Wilder of Pretty Prairie. The East did a pretty good job of converging on him. Let's see, in there was David Becker of Miradicine Valley and also Taylor Barker of Levo.
They've done a nice job of answering back the East squad's long touchdown on the first play of the game. Sometimes that can put you in shock, and it might take you a couple of series before you can recover from that. But they've had a nice little drive going down to the 15-yard line.
2nd down, we'll call it 8. 8:25 to go first quarter. East out in front, 8-0. Hoffman rolls out. He'll pitch it to Wilder, and Wilder had some running room but slipped. But then a good job by Jared Harris of Williamsburg. Jared 5'7", 240, and he is really quick. I know Dominic Newald told me, he said, you need to watch this Harris kid. He is quick. And he's from Williamsburg. You suppose he's ever eaten any smoking and choking from old Steve, old Leroy?
I'll bet old Leroy and he are on a first-name basis, I'll guarantee you. That was a great move on his part because he was the only one out there. He had both the quarterback and the pitch back, and he was able to force that pitch and get out there on that pitch person to help come up with that stop.
So a loss on the play will bring up a 3rd down and 15 for the West. We're going to take a break. Our score, 8:18 to go in the first quarter of the Kansas 8-man All-Star football game, the 1-division game. East leading 8-0. All right, John Swanson, Jay Rao back at the 8-man All-Star football game. 3rd down and 15. Back to pass is Hoffman from Claflin. He'll scramble to his left. Air it out. Incomplete. Nice defensive play there by number 10, Jordan Stout of Madison, as he was defending number 42, Chad Forrester of South Barber.
Boy, the East caught a break there because that receiver was a little bit covered, and a great play by Stout. But they had another receiver that he had waved on a little deeper. I was surprised he threw it back to the middle because the other receiver was open.
The one over here in the left corner,
yes, he was.
Yeah.
But he threw back to toward the middle, and a great play by Stout to break it up.
So 4th and 15, the West at the 20. They need to get down to the 5. Hoffman back to pass. Here's a little screen to Garrett Hebert of Gossel. To the 10 and down to about the 7. But he's going to be just a little bit shy of the first down.
Yeah, they had 15 to go on that, and they get it down to the 7. They needed to get it down to the 5, so the 13-yard pickup leaves them 2 yards short. And the East, with the defensive stop, they bent, gave up some yards, but they didn't break, did not give up the score. So they take over 1st and 10, and the West is sitting there wondering now, we've been preparing all week for a rushing attack. Are we going to see it again, or are we going to see that long pass?
Boy, that single wing is really dangerous when you can throw out of it, too, isn't it?
Kidding.
1st and 10. The shotgun snap. This time we'll go to Hoseley of Clifton Clyde, and he's up to about the 9. Well, Coach Steinbrock explained to me, he says, the thing we like about it is if you're running the ball, you have 7 guys in front of your runner.
Every time.
7 blockers.
And you've got a lead blocker because the snap can go to either of those 2 backs, and the other one automatically becomes the lead back unless you want to do counter action and crisscross action, and you've always got the wing if he lines up on that, coming back from that direction, so it's tough to do.
And Newald gets it up to the 10. When those 2 backs are in like that and up, it's the power version of the single wing, and in this case, Newald was the deep back.
Well, and in fact, in the true single wing, that when they're up like that, that one back is called the power back, and also known as the blocking back because that's what he can do so well. He's almost like a pulling guard there, and it's just really tough. You just have to make sure as a defensive player you're following your person, not trying to follow the ball.
3rd and 6. The snap on the ground, but I think Dominic Newald got it back. And actually that snap, I believe that snap was supposed to go to Lindsey of Lebo there as he was coming across. And Dominic was faking getting the snap, and in the meantime the snap did go awry, so Dominic ended up jumping on the ball. He was more involved in that play than he originally intended to be.
That's exactly right. The ball now back on the 5-yard line, so the 4th down they're going to have to punt.
And Dominic Newald will punt for the East. And Brett Gorzen, we told you that Brett Gorzen of Gossel can fly too. He's back at about his own 33. Pretty good kick by Dominic, end over end. Takes a good bounce and gets past Gorson, and he's going to have to let it go. Good break for the East.
Well, and also there is a flag in the end zone. They roughed the kicker. We'll see what they're going to call, but that may well be an automatic 1st down. And we'll see if that doesn't give the East the ball again at the 20, first down.
That was a pretty good kick under that much pressure.
They had 3 people rush him really hard, and one of the players just could not get stopped and ran into him. So instead of the West getting the ball at their own 31, they're going to call roughing the. No, they're going to call just the 5-yard penalty, which is repeat the down, and so the East will decline the penalty so that they will force the West to take over at the 31.
Yeah, the East really got out of this smelling pretty good, really, because when Gorzen slipped, the ball went another 10 yards, whereas if he picks it up at midfield, he probably advances at least, that probably was a 20-yard slip.
Yeah, it probably was. But the penalty, instead of roughing the kicker, was running into the kicker, and that's a huge difference. One's a personal foul, automatic first down, 15 yards. This time it was just 5 yards, so they chose to decline it.
All right, Lance Hoffman of Claflin, the quarterback for the West. Hand off to Wilder of Pretty Prairie once again. Tyler Wilder, 6'1", 210. And he's going to get across the 35-yard line. So call it a 2nd and 5. 5:45 to go first quarter. The East leading the West 8-0. In case you just joined us, the East scored on the first play from scrimmage, a 59-yard touchdown pass from Dominic Niewald to Matthew Corson of Waverly, and then Niewald ran in the 2-point conversion to make it 8-0 East. Second down and 5. Here's Wilder of Pretty Prairie running hard, and he falls forward for the first down. Boy, I like the way he hits the hole.
You're not kidding. He runs awfully hard, and just as we saw in that first game with the player from Ingalls, he runs with that good body slant, which means you are not going to knock him backwards. He's going to pick up yards after contact, probably at least 2 yards every time. And sure enough, after he got hit, he still was able to dive forward and pick up another 3.
So first down and 10. The ball at the 37-yard line of the East. West working right to left. It's 8-0 East so far in this 8-man Division I game. Here's Wilder of Pretty Prairie to the 35 and inside the 35-yard line. And looks like he's gonna be the horse today. Yep, they keep picking up 5 yards on first down, and that sure makes your offense a lot more effective when you're on second medium, second short all time instead of those second longs. Second down, we'll call it 6. Call that a gain of 4. Ball at the 34-yard line of the East. Hoffman from Claflin, the quarterback, has 2 backs behind him. Wilder is the second back through, and he's got it again, running hard. And there's not much mystery to it. He's just running straight ahead and running really low. And like we talked about in the first game, good backs fall forward, and that's what he's doing. Bring up a 3rd and short. 3rd and short. Hoffman, as the quarterback, presents some problems for the East defenders as well because he's huge. 6'5", 195. He can really look over the field. He's not going to have defensive players in his vision sight as he tries to find his receivers. Back to pass is Hoffman, rolling to his right. He'll scramble and get taken down at about the 25 as he's running out of bounds there. And Brett Gorson of Gossel, one of the defenders. Or excuse me, I've got looking in the wrong place. Andrew Wiederhold of Hartford, one of the defenders for the East there. So, but he did get a first down out of that. Picked up about 5 yards on the carry, and that was able to get him down for the first down yardage. 3:39 to go first quarter. The East leading 8-0, but the West has a nice drive going here. They're down to the East 25-yard line. Hoffman, handoff to Wilder of Pretty Prairie. About a 4-yard, 3-4-yard pickup. I noticed Mike Schrant opted for the jeans today working the sidelines. I guess that one year he kind of looked like a red lobster. He did. He looked like he'd spent a lot of time boiling water. Second down and 7. He doesn't have the headset on down there, though, so he's oblivious to what we're talking about. Yeah, Aaron does. He heard. Second down and 7. The West, here's Hoffman. Back to pass, some pressure, but the screen pass to number 42, Chad Forrester of South Barber, and he's inside the 10. And he'll have another West first down. Nice drive here by the West. Boy, that was a well-designed play. Rolled out slightly to the left and then turned and threw back to the right on that screens. The screens have been very instrumental for both teams in the first game, and now a big screen pass right there that takes it from the 22 down to about the 8-yard line. So a nice pickup and another first down for the West. And now a timeout on the field. We'll step aside too. Our score, 2:43 to go in the first. East 8, West nothing. All right, back at the 8-man one All-Star game, the state of Kansas on KPSV, AM at FM in Beloit, Kansas. The Hoffman of Claflin will pitch it back to Brett Gorson of Gossel. Oh, boy, good defensive play Dominic Newald in there for St. John's Tipton and Taylor Barker of Lebo. So Dominic getting some defense work now.
Dominic was able to force him to turn. He couldn't continue on around the outside. And when he turned, Taylor Barker was right there to slam the door shut. And fortunately, he didn't turn out his lights. He's still able to be in there. But
second down and 10. Or second and goal, I should say. Hoffman handoff to Wilder up the middle. He's got running room to the 5. And the hole closed. It looked like he might go all the way for a touchdown, but good job there by Tim Stinnett of Marmonton Valley. He kind of closed the door in a hurry.
Jared Harris was right there too, to help finish that, because like you said, if he gets by those two, he's going to cakewalk into the end zone.
Jared Harris is 5'7", 240. Would it be fair to say he's got a low center of gravity?
Low center of gravity, and you're not going to get underneath him.
And like I said, the St. John's boys said he is really quick. Here's the handoff to Wilder, a Pretty Prairie up the middle. Is he in there? Yes, touchdown for the West.
Touchdown by number 37.
And that's Tyler Wilder, a Pretty Prairie, gets the West on the board with 1:29 to go in the first quarter. A 5-yard touchdown run for Tyler Wilder, a Pretty Prairie. So that makes it 8-6 in favor of the East. And now the West will go for 2 and try to tie it up here.
Well, just a nice drive. 10 plays. And following that punt from the East, from Newald, and they went from their own 31 and took it all the way across.
Interesting formation there. The direct snap goes to Wilder as they load it up on the left side, and Wilder takes it in.
Yeah, that was a little bit of the 8-man version of the swinging gate, in that they had players lined up over the ball and then some other players off to the side with the running back. The snap goes over to the running back, and here comes the wedge flying at you. You better be ready.
Our score, West 8, East 8. 1:29 to go in the first quarter. We'll have more 8-man All-Star football action on KVSV after this timeout. All right, back at Trojan Field in Beloit, John Swanson, Jay Rao, also Aaron Rutt, Mike Schrant, and Don Melby. The 8-man 1 All-Star game in the state of Kansas. It's 1:29 to go. In this first quarter, we're tied at 8. Matthew Corson of Waverly will take it at the goal line, and they're going to call that a touchback.
That's right.
They're going to say one of his feet was on the goal line, so that is a touchback at 8-man.
He caught it on about the 1, but as he steps back to be able to take forward, he puts that foot in the end zone. And in high school, you cannot run a kick out. You can run a fumble out, you can run an interception out, but a kick, once it crosses the goal line, it's automatic touchback.
All right, looks like the guys have rounded up a player here, and after a play, we'll see if we can't get him. The East will have a 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. The direct snap will go back to Dominic Newald. Quick pass. I think that's probably Corson. Let's see. No, that was number 4, Heath Redding of Waverly. Redding and Waverly. Of course, Redding's a little taller than Corson, but they're both from Waverly.
Just a nice quick spot pass out to the left. Dominic just takes the snap, the snap in the shotgun set, and immediately throws the spot pass. And the idea is maybe you can catch it and get around the defender, and then you got that whole sideline.
2nd down and 7. Shotgun snap to Newald. Back to pass. He'll run it. Fakes the throw. Gets out to the 20, 25. Hit on the sideline, but should have a 1st down. And well, I tell you what, that is vintage Dominic Newald. I don't know how many times this year when we were doing St. John's games on third and long, this was a 2nd down, but they'd have him in the shotgun, and he'd survey the field and take off and get the 1st down.
Boy, and he did it. I think if he'd had a little more time, he might have hit his teammate, Vincent Cassine, who was open over the middle, but a second defensive player made a run at him, and so he had to swerve to avoid him, and at that point, he just tucked it and ran and was able to take it out to the 26-yard line for a touch for the 1st down.
All right, Aaron's down on the sidelines. We'll send it to him after this play on a 1st down. And ball on the ground. Let's see who's got it. Aaron was all lined up for an interview, and we may not be able to get it if the red recovered, but I think the blue recovered. They did. So let's go ahead. Let's see if we can get Jared back here. Yeah, it looks like we did. Let's go ahead and send it down to Aaron. It looks like Aaron has Jared Morford of Greensburg. Aaron?
Yeah, I'm here with Jared, John, and you guys up there doing all the work, making that big hole. Your running backs are going right through there behind you.
Yeah.
What was the game plan for the defense coming out? For the offense coming out?
Just hit them in the mouth. Drive it on them.
Is that your game plan, just going to come out and run the football a lot?
They can't stop it, so.
All right, thanks for talking to us.
All right, that's spoken like a lineman. They can't stop it. Newell's pass to Waverly's Corson, and he's going to have it to the 35-yard line.
Ball carrier number 7, Matthew Corson.
Matthew Corson, and there's those two hooking up, Newald and Corson, for a 5-yard game. And that was well spoken by Jared Morford of Greensburg. Just well run it, they can't stop us.
There's a little confidence there as the first quarter comes to an end.
After a quarter, the West 8 and the East 8. We'll have more 8-man All-Star football on KVSV after this timeout. Just starting the second quarter, West 8, East 8. 3rd down and 5 from the 30-yard line of the East. The East working right to left. Dominic Newald out of the shotgun. Here's the snap back to him. Fakes a pass. Gonna go long. He's got a man out there. It incomplete. Led him just a little bit out of bounds. Pretty good coverage there. He wanted Heath Redding of Waverly, and that'll go incomplete.
Did a great pump fake at about the 10-yard mark and got the defender to hesitate for just a moment. Went on down the sideline, but the ball sailed just a little bit out bounds, but it wasn't caught anyway. Really close to being a catch, but he had taken 2 strides out of bounds, so it wouldn't have counted anyway.
So it's 4th down, and Dominic Newald back in punting formation. Good snap. Kind of an ugly kick, but it's going to take a bounce and be down at about the 28-yard line. But like we talked about in the first game, most important thing there, no return.
That's right, no return at all. And again, with these explosive 8-man offenses, a lot of the speed being demonstrated here, it's probably to the kicking team's advantage not to let them get the ball in the open field.
We're just getting underway in the second quarter of play. The East scored on their first play from scrimmage, a bomb from Newald to Corson, and then Tyler Wilder of Pretty Prairie tied it up later for the West on a touchdown run. Speaking of which, a handoff right up the gut for the West, and I believe that is Wilder of Pretty Prairie again, and he's going to have about a 3-yard gain, becomes 2nd and 7 for the West.
Number 64,
boy, what a beautiful day for football.
It has been, and the temperature's not just oppressive. It's a little warm, but the breeze is kind of taking care of that. Of course, the first game this morning, the temperature was absolutely ideal for them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 2nd down and 7. Here's the handoff straight ahead. And he's going to be close to a first down. It's Wilder of Pretty Prairie again, a couple of yards shy of the first down. And it's obvious he is going to be the horse running the ball. And, gosh, why not? He
210 pounds.
210.
And he is a hard runner. I mean, you watch that time he was hit, and his legs still keep churning. He is surging, really working hard to pick up extra yards.
3rd down and 2. Handoff straight ahead. Might be a little short. Depends where. That was Ben Paul of Pretty Prairie. That is a first down. Okay. I knew it was going to be close. Didn't really see where his knee landed.
Well, I'm not sure these guys are really excited about doing measurements anyway. It's an all-star game. Give them the benefit.
Right, right. 1st and 10. Ball at the 38-yard line of the West, working left to right. We're tied at 8 with 10:24 to go, second quarter. And the snap. Hoffman takes it. Will keep it himself and run around left side. Ball might be on the ground here. Let's see. I thought the ball, no, maybe not. I thought maybe the ball popped loose. I guess that was just maybe Hoffman falling down.
Well, some of the blue players reacted like it might have come loose, but he must have covered it up in a hurry.
Right.
So
maybe he bobbled it for because the body language from the blue players, it sure looked like what happens when there's a fumble. Second down and 8. 9:49 to go. Second quarter. West and East tied at 8 in this Kansas 8-man-1 All-Star football game. Here's a reverse on the right side. Coming across is Chad Forrester of South Barber, and he's going to be down to the 35, so that'll bring up a third down and about 4 for the West.
Great play by Anthony Bruna from Hanover. That was a reverse coming from the wingback back this direction. Both linebackers went with the original flow, and if he doesn't make that stop, it is all open all the way down the sideline. Just a great play by Bruna.
Aaron's excited because his homeboy from Hanover made a good play here. Third down. That time the ball is loose, but I tell you what, Lance Hoffman, I think he might have been kind of, I think his ankle got kind of caught, but I don't know if it was one of his players, so he was stretching out trying to reach for the ball. That was a pretty good athletic play.
Yep.
Yeah, otherwise he wouldn't have been able to reach it.
No, not at all. He's 6'5", and if he'd have been 6'2", it'd have still been lying there.
I think so. Fourth down. Out of the shotgun formation is Hoffman. They'll go for it. Here's the pass. Complete. He's got number 42, Chad Forrester of South Barber, at the 28-yard line, so a first down for the West.
Well, that was just a great throw. That was a little hook pattern, about 3 yards past the first down marker. Again, threw it away from the defender so that only the receiver had a chance to catch it. And once he makes the catch, anything after that's gravy because you've already got the first down.
So, first and 10 for the West. They have the ball in East territory at the 28-yard line. Hoffman will give it back to Wilder of Pretty Prairie. And he got run into once, but that's not going to stop him. Very hard to throw him for a loss. He gets a 3-yard gain. There really wasn't much to be had, but he made something out of nothing.
Yeah, he got nailed hard and spun away from it. And like you said, then even though he's now 2 yards deep in the backfield, turns it into a nice little 3-yard gain.
Second down and 7 for the West. They have the ball at the East 25. 7:55 to go, second quarter. We're tied at 8. Hoffman gives to Wilder of Pretty Prairie, and he's down close to the 20, so bring up a pretty manageable third down, third and about 3 for the West. And when you got Wilder that's picking up about 4 yards a carry, you know, I wasn't a math major, but 4 times 4 times 4, or 4 plus 4 plus 4 is a first down, isn't it?
That'll get you the yards every time.
Third down and 4.
Third and we'll call it 4. Ball at the 21-yard line of the East. The East would like to get some penetration here and kind of stop this train. A fake. Now a little screen pass. Complete and out of bounds at the 15-yard line. That's Garrett Hebert of Gossel, and a flag thrown at the end of that play.
Yeah, a whole bunch of them. Jared Morford got caught pushing from the back as the back made a cut to the outside. The man he was going to block turned and headed that direction, and he just gave him a shove from the back, and there was 3 officials looking at it, and all of a sudden there's hankies lying all over the floor.
And this might be just what the doctor ordered for the East, because this is going to push him back, and on third down, they're not going to be able to just do a dive up the middle, most likely.
No, that's huge, because instead of first down, getting down around the 15-yard line, suddenly it's third and 11 back out at the 38-yard line, or 28-yard line.
So third down and 11 for the West. They need to get the ball down to about the 17-yard line. Back to pass is Hoffman. Had a man on the sideline, but incomplete. He wanted number 42, Chad Forrester of South Barber. Had him down at about the 15, but led him a little bit too much. And Forrester tried to do the tightrope walk, but he just couldn't get to the ball and stay in bounds at the same time.
Ryan Nittler from White City was there to make a defensive play. Might have got a little bit of piece of the ball. I thought the throw looked like it might be on line, but it was out away from the receiver, and Nittler may have had something to do with that.
So, fourth down and 11 from the 27-yard line. The West will go for it.
That's backwards.
Backwards pass, and now the pass downfield is picked off. The halfback pass, and Jordan Stout of Madison picks it off. And boy, one of the East defenders that didn't catch a number really laid out Hebert of Gossel when he threw that ball.
And laid him out, and Jordan Stout there to make the interception. They're going to put the ball down at about the 6-inch line, so not the best of field position, but I believe the East is content to have the ball right there. This is where, though, having that center that's used to these kind of snaps is huge, because you can't afford a bad snap in this position.
Right.
You've got to get the ball across that goal line so you're not getting caught for a safety.
And like I said before the game, notice Tyson Knox of Clifton Clyde and Dominic Newald took a few extra snaps just to be safe. Newald will get the snap from Knox. He's back to pass. Got a man complete at the 5-yard line. Little safe pass out there, and that's Shane Hoseley of Clifton Clyde.
In the end zone, but again, you've got a defense thinking that it's going to be a run, trying to stop you from getting across the goal line, and instead Dominic had plenty of time there, threw a nice pass, and not a lot of big yardage, but now instead of being at the 1-foot line, they're across the 5, so that was a good pass.
6:23 to go in the first half here. It's 8-8, West and the East. And the East with a 2nd down and 5 from their own 5-yard line. Newald out of the gun. This time the snap goes to number 10. And that's Jordan Stout. And he's running along the left sideline. Breaks it across the 30 before he's knocked out of bounds.
Well, actually, the play went to a different back, and he handed off to Stout coming back around on the counter.
Yeah.
The counter off that. However, he and another player both got into a little verbal confrontation.
Little trash talking going on.
So fortunately, the play was over. So. No loss of yardage or anything like that.
Stout actually took the handoff coming the other way.
Yeah, and the way he comes around that corner, boy, that's a well-designed little play.
Boy, the East has some weapons between Newald and Stout and Corson, and of course Hoseley as well. So 1st and 10 for the East, and they'll have the ball at their own 27-yard line. Newald gets the shotgun snap, passes it out to Bryant Lindsay of Lebo. And he's out of bounds after a short gain.
Boy, that's that same play they ran earlier, just a nice little spot pass. Again, not big yardage, but it's a well-designed play. Picks up 5 yards on 1st down, which is just exactly what you want to have from your offense, and just an excellent call. And now that gives them a lot of different options that they can do in this 2nd down play.
So 2nd down and 6 for the East, moving right to left. The ball at the West 31-yard line. 5:28 to go in the 2nd quarter. Well, in an all-star situation, you hope you have good ball games. We really had a good one in the first game, and this one seems like this is going to be a great ball game too. And now a penalty is going to be called and delay a game on the East. Now, in the first game, we had a little problem with 9 guys on the field.
That's right. Once each way, once on defense, once on offense.
So I immediately started counting.
Well, that wipes out that you get the down over, so but that wipes out that nice little 5-yard play on 1st down.
So 2nd down, and they'll call it 11. The ball resting just outside the 25. They need to get to the 36-yard line for a 1st down. Out of the single wing. Here's the snap, the shotgun snap, this time to Matthew Corson of Waverly. And he gets back. No, he might have gotten a yard. Let's see where they end up marking it. It's going to be 3rd and long.
West with a great job of flying to the ball. Dominic Newald with a very good block on the corner, but there was 3 more red players there, and they were able to stop it for pretty much just no gain, maybe a half yard.
So 3rd down and 10 for the East here. They have the ball just outside of the 25-yard line at about the 26. 3rd down and 10. So one would think again that the East would pass the ball here. Certainly a passing situation. But you know what? With the backs they got back there,
you never know.
You don't. And you know that direct snap and that offense. When he takes the snap back that deep, they get a chance to survey the field.
Yes, they do. That really negates that rush because you've already taken care of the first 4 yards just getting the ball back there. So, and there's just so much opportunity for deception with this kind of an offense. It really keeps the defense on their heels a little bit.
Newald and Corson back there from Waverly. Corson goes in motion, and I think one of the defenders jumped for the West.
The man going in motion took a pretty hard first step. I imagine the West defenders are saying, whoa, a second, we were drawn off. But he is allowed to take that one-step motion before he goes back. And
so
there's that 5 yards back this time.
Exactly. 3rd down and 5. Out of the shotgun, Corson goes in motion. Snap to Newald. Newald will take off. He's going to have the first down and more at the 40 inside West territory at the 36. And like I said, I saw Dominic the last couple of years, and that is where he is so tough. Out of the shotgun, he gets a chance to survey the field, and he takes off sometimes, and that's what happens.
Well, we've already seen he's thrown a long pass. He's thrown some short passes. When you're already back there, it's just amazing how as they go into their coverage, the field starts to open up. He was able to hit that hole, pick up a nice, comfortable 12 yards, and more importantly, the first down.
Newald out of the shotgun will give to Corson. Corson at the 35 and down to about the 33-yard line.
Stop by number 52, Reinhardt.
So that'll bring up a 2nd down. We'll call it 6 for the East. 4:04 to go second quarter. We're tied at 8. West in the East, but the East on the move. They started this drive deep in their own territory, about as deep as you can.
Well, if you'd have taken the ball and rotated it on the far western point, the other end would have now been in the end zone. So they were within the foot of the goal line.
And they just soon hang on to the ball, not let the West have it. Newald and Corson. Newald gets the shotgun snap. He'll run to his left. He's to the 30. Down to the 25, knocked out of bounds at the 22-yard line, so he should have a first down. Yeah, he needed to get to the 27, and he's way past that.
He's clear down to the 23.
Dominic Newald with another nice carry out of the gun.
That's another double-digit gain for him. That's the 3rd nice long run he's had for a first down today. That was 10 yards. So a nice drive going. It's going to be right there in the rankings, one of the longest drives in 8 men.
Yeah, it will. If they would complete this drive, it would be about 79 yards?
79 and 3/4.
1st and 10 for the East at the 23-yard line of the West. 3:28 to go in the half, I should say. Here's the shotgun snap straight back to Stout, and he got a short gain. Mixed it up a little bit.
Well, they're doing a great job of getting a lot of people involved. He's thrown to a couple different receivers. Several different players have carried the ball, and again, the more you can incorporate everybody, the more it puts pressure on the defense because they can't just key.
Receivers split to either side. One back. Stout is back there with Newald. And here's the pitch back to Dominic. He'll take it himself. He'll run to his left. And that was a good defensive play there by number 32, Chaz Beckworth of Jetmore, as he ran Dominic Newald down. You don't see that very often.
No, he was able to get a hold of a jersey and looked for a moment like Dominic might be able to squirt away, but he was able to keep a grip, and then here came the 2nd and 3rd and 4th.
Well, you know what?
Waves.
During the regular season, he probably does squirt away, but in the 8-man All-Star game, with this competition, you probably don't squirt away from these guys.
No, there's no weak spot out there. You don't have to hide anybody in this All-Star game. They're all quality performers.
Okay, 3rd down at about 9 for the East. Out of the shotgun. And let's see what this penalty is about. They didn't let it get going, and that's not usually good for the offense. It's going to be procedure on the offense. So that doesn't help the East cause any because that pushes them back 5, and now they 3rd and 14. They're probably in a 2-down situation anyway.
Yeah, this deep in territory.
So 3rd down and 14 from the 27. Newald out of the gun. He's got some pressure. He'll run to his right. A flag on the play. Newald scrambles to the 20. And out of bounds at about the 13, but I wonder if that wasn't a late hold on one of the...
Well, it looked to me like as that one player was just about ready to grab Newald, a hand along the grass came out and grabbed a foot. and it wasn't the defender going for Newald's foot, so he wasn't able to get to Newald. And then Newald did a great job of getting around the corner and actually got clear down to where he might have picked up the first down. But
tell you what, let's send it down to Aaron. Looks like Aaron has gathered up Anthony Bruna of Hanover. Aaron?
Yeah, I got to get my hometown boys on the air here. Guys made a nice couple defensive stands there. Looks like a pretty evenly matched team going out there, but that reverse, you're the only one that stayed home, saved a touchdown probably.
We've been practicing it quite a bit this week, really. It's just fun to play defense with this caliber of athletes out here. Actually, I'm probably quite a bit outmatched, to tell you the truth. But it's been an amazing week on defense with these guys.
And you're not usually a defensive end, are you?
Yeah, I've played defensive end all year.
Is that where you did for Hanover? Okay. Yep. All right, thanks a lot.
Yep.
Good luck to you.
That's Anthony Bruna of Hanover. I knew Aaron would have to get his homeboys on sooner or later here.
Right.
All right, 3rd down and 32 for the East. Shotgun snap to Newald. Here's the pass. Oh, deflected. Good defensive play there by Kyler Cannell of Claflin. So it'll be interesting to see here what they do on 4th down, because now you're looking at 4th down and 32. The ball, because of penalties, has been pushed all the way back to the East 35.
They were clear down to the 22-yard line at one point, and now they're back in their own territory, so pretty much being forced to punt now.
Yeah, it looks like they will have to punt. Newald back to kick for the East. Here's the boot. Nice kick. Fair catch called at the 17-yard line. That's Brett Gorzen of Gossel.
29 yards.
So that was kind of an interesting drive for the East. They made a good push and then got pushed back quite a ways and had to punt.
Well, at that point, they had to punt. There's only a little over, just about 2:10 to go in the half, and you know, they use that 40-yard line, the mid-stripe, as the dividing point, whether they do or don't punt. But with that little amount of time, you don't want to give them a short field to go for trying to get a score.
1st down, Hoffman to Gorzen to the 20. And you can see why they want to make an effort to get him the ball, because he can fly. Probably one of the smallest kids on the field. Probably is the smallest, but might be the fastest.
Yeah, they only show him as 140 pounds. And
he might not be 140.
No, that might be with his equipment on.
Yeah, yeah.
He's pretty small, but he is very quick. And
he is fast.
He doesn't give you a straight shot at him.
2nd down and 3. West needs to get to the 27-yard line. Hoffman will scramble, and I believe he got the first down.
First down.
Should have a first down. Good job by Lance Hoffman of Claflin. 1:58 to go in the half. We're tied at 8.
It's going to be right at the first down marker, so it looks like they may be going to measure. He also was able to get out of bounds, so even if it's not a first down, the clock won't start after the ball is reset for play.
So they'll measure it here. What's your guess? I'm going to say he got it.
I think he got it, but it's hard to say. I thought he was a little bit further downfield. I didn't think he got a real good spot out of the deal, but I can't even see the ball. There's so many players.
No,
he's short by about 8 inches.
Those 2 big Kensington linemen are blocking our view.
And that's what the running backs like, is to see those 2 big Kensington linemen blocking.
Right. And he is a little bit short, so it'll be 3rd down and 1. So 1:58 here to go in a very entertaining first half. 8-8. West and the East in the Division I contest here on KVSV, AM/FM in Beloit, Kansas. Earlier today, the East beat the West 16-8 in the East 2 game. The West squads had won both divisions the last 2 years, so the East going for the sweep in the nightcap here. 3rd down and 1. Hoffman will hand off to Pretty Prairie's Wilder, has the first down. And boy, whenever you need a tough yard or two, you just give the ball to him if you're the West.
Down by number 24, Bryant Lindsay.
Back to pass is Hoffman. He's going to run. He's to the 40. Dominic Newald will run him down and take him down somewhere around the 35-yard line. But, you know, Hoffman kind of appears like your drop-back type quarterback, but he's doing a pretty good job whenever he has to run.
Yeah, he actually almost looks to if it's not there immediately, he's going to take off. And with his size at 195 pounds, he's not one bit worried about encountering somebody that he can't match up well with.
No, he's going to match up with most linebackers for the most part. Oh, I thought that was a flag. It's just a yellow wrapper flying across the field.
But there was a flag after all.
Oh, was there? Oh, okay, there's the flag. I was watching the chip bag. Imagine that. That's not yours, is it?
No.
Okay. First and 10. Well, let's see what the penalty is about. Oh, it doesn't look good for the East.
I think that's illegal participation, which would mean 9 guys on the field.
I think so.
So that's where they actually participate in the play, as opposed to what we saw earlier today. Why, that's 15-yard penalty.
So that moves the ball down to the 20. So now, with 1:44 to go in this first half, the West with mounting a serious drive here. We're tied at 8. Hoffman with 2 backs behind him. Wilder is the deep back. And now a penalty called. Let's see what this is about.
Well, the
play is stopped anyway.
The coaches over here want an explanation. So.
Oh, okay. All right. They did. Okay.
I think Aaron might have a ruling here for us.
All right. Well, Aaron, what's going on down there?
Well, I talked to Coach Melby over here, and the ruling is it should only be a 5-yard penalty if it does not affect the play. And they marked off 15.
Right.
So that's what the coaches are upset about right here. They feel like they got shorted out of 10 yards.
Oh, okay. So the East would like to get moved back to the 30 instead of the 20.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. All right. Well, we'll see what happens here. They're having a discussion.
Well, the 5-yarders are what we saw twice in the first game.
Right.
Because they weren't involved in the play, but we'll see what they're going to decide here.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. I didn't see the ninth guy, so maybe they're going to say that he was involved in the play, so that would make it the 15-yarder, right?
Yep.
And let's see what they're going to do.
Yeah, they're just going to call the 5-yard version, so that's going to back it up.
Okay, so this is good news for the East because this will give them 10 more yards.
Yeah. Still first down because he'd already picked up the first down on the 12-yard carry.
Okay.
And now the 5 yards more moves it down to the 30. But there's a little bit difference. There's only 1:44 to go, and every 10 yards you can make them have to cover on their own. It's to your advantage.
Well, good job to Aaron. Way to get that explanation. We might actually pay Aaron.
Well, you know, let's be careful here.
We might actually pay you, Aaron.
Oh, you will. You will.
First and 10 for Hoffman. He's going to air it out. He's got a man out there. It's Gorson. Oh, in his hands and out. Hit him right on the hands. And, I bet Gorson would like to have that one back because that was a well-thrown football.
Oh, that was a gorgeous pass. Just a beautiful spiral. And he had 2 steps on the defender right over his shoulder. But he wasn't able to bring it in. He was about 6-7 yards deep in the end zone. So definitely would have been a touchdown.
In Gorson's defense, Ryan Nittler had his hands up, and his vision might have been blocked a little bit.
But he did have 2 steps on him.
He did.
If you'd ask him, he would tell you, I should have caught that pass.
Second down and 10. Hoffman out of the shotgun. Lance Hoffman from Claflin. Back to pass. Got a man complete at the 15, 16-yard line, and that is Chad Forrester of South Barber. So with 1:32 to go in the first half, the West and the East tied at 8. Now the West has moved the ball back down to the 16-yard line of the East.
That was a great pass, and he was able to get out of bounds. The ball was caught pretty much in the middle of the field between the hashes, and he continued on the side and got clear over to the out of bounds, so the clock won't start.
16-yard line, first and 10.
All right, so first and 10. Here's Hoffman to Wilder. Wilder down to about the 13. You know, and they should have at least one timeout left.
Yeah,
they might have enough time. If they just want to bang Wilder 2-3 times, they'll be able to do that.
Yeah, I think they've got 2 left and plenty of downs to work with here.
So second down at 8 from the 13. Back to pass is Hoffman. Good pressure. He'll run, and he's out of bounds at the 10 and stopping the clock.
And a late hit out of bounds. He swerved out of bounds on his own, and then the defender made contact with him after that, so they're going to call a late hit, which will, at this point, being about the 12, is going to be half the distance.
Now, I think if you're the West, I think you definitely give it to Wilder a couple of times and let him bang.
Yeah, you only have plenty. 7 yards.
Time's not a factor.
Not at this point, with over a minute yet to go.
So that's going to bring up They'll make it 1st and goal from the 7 for the West. We're tied at 8 here with 1:07 to go in the first half.
1st and goal for the West.
Hoffman from Claflin, the quarterback, 2 backs behind him. The give to Wilder at the 5 and in there for the touchdown. Tyler Wilder of Pretty Prairie.
Tyler Wilder.
Boy, that was a great cut on his part. Took it over the middle and then all of a sudden popped it back to the left and totally got the defenders all leaning the other direction, and finally met a defender right at the goal line, but his momentum easily carried him into the end zone.
That makes it 14-8 in favor of the West, and now the East has to try to stop the extra point, and these extra points are huge. 2 backs behind him, and the handoff goes to the second back through, Chance Sterling of South Barber, and he's in there for the 2-point conversion. So Chance Sterling of South Barber makes it 16-8 in favor of the West. We'll take a break. 1:03 to go in the first half. The West leading the East 16-8. 1:03 to go in the first half. Here's a spinner for a kick. At the 20, 25, and to the 27, the ball pops loose, but it will be out of bounds. That's Heath Redding of Waverly on the return. You know what, though, Jay? With 58 seconds to go, and the East should have a couple of timeouts here.
But I think they've got 2 as well, so.
They can move the ball down the field. They're at the 26-yard line, so, and with this passing attack, you know, we could see another score here before the end of the half. It's possible.
They went 59 yards in 8 seconds on the first play. However, that was when the defense was expecting a run. Now expecting the pass probably won't be quite so easy.
Right. All right, out of the shotgun in the single wing formation. Here's the direct snap to Newald. Corson goes in motion. Newald is going to float one out to Corson.
Wrong direction.
And he's to the 31-yard line.
He chose to kind of dance there in the field and stay in the field of play, whereas prudence at that time would have said get out of bounds. So now the East has to take a timeout.
6 timeouts taken by the
16-8, West leading the East. Out of the shotgun is Newald on a 2nd down and 6. Back to pass. He'll put one out there for Corson. Oh, incomplete. Corson jumped, had it in his gut, and I think he was preoccupied with the sideline. He knew he was coming up on the sideline and probably just thinking about too many things, and he ended up dropping it. I don't know if he would have landed inbounds or not. Would have been close.
It looked like he had his foot in bounds. We also had some pressure from Frank Morton from Spearville. A nice thrown ball by Newald, though, and again, that was one of those, I think that the receiver, if he had the opportunity, would tell you that I really should have caught that pass.
44 seconds to go in the half. West leading 16-8 at the East. 3rd down and 6 from their own 30-yard line. Newald out of the gun. He's going to take off. Oh, he slipped. He slipped at the 29-yard line. He had some running room. And Dominic would like to have that back.
Yeah, he had some room, and immediately the West calls the timeout because now they're going to get the punt, and they'll still have 30 seconds that they can operate. So really interesting the way the swing back and forth from time and possession-wise occurs.
Yeah, and if you're the East at this point, you probably just really can't afford to go for it because if you don't get this, and he's doing that, he's taking his time.
Great punt.
Oh, what a punt. That'll take Gorson back to the 13, 15, to the 20, 25, 30, 35, and Dominic Newald throws him out of bounds at the 38-yard line.
Great punt, great return, some great blocks as well. There was just some beautiful blocks as he took that back around that left side. And again, Newald, fortunately, he was there because if Newald doesn't get him, and that could go back the entire distance.
And he really had a head of steam by the time Dominic got a hold of him. So you're right. If he doesn't make that tackle, he's probably down the left sideline.
Well, Dominic played it just perfectly because he stayed to the inner part of the field, which only gave the runner the sideline to work to, and then that let it work as an extra defender.
1st and 10. Lance Hoffman of Claflin is the quarterback. Back to pass for the West. Got a man out there. It's complete. That's number 42, Chad Forrester of South Barber. Forrester having a nice game. And he's going to be out of bounds at about the 22. So the West, with 12 seconds to go, trying to get in striking distance here. They already lead 16-8.
But they are, I believe, out of first downs now, so they've got to pretty much try and go to the end zone in these last 20 seconds.
Here's Hoffman, back to pass. Here's one out. He's got a man in the end zone, and incomplete. They were in the corner of the end zone. The coverage there by Jordan Stout of Madison as he wanted Garrett Hebert of Gossel.
Pass might have been just a bit long. If he would have caught it, he might have been out of bounds. Yeah. But he had a step on the defender, and fortunately Stout was still able to be there to contest the pass and break it up.
All right, 6 seconds to go in this Kansas 8-man-1 All-Star football game. The West will have a second down and 10 from the 22 of the East. So back to pass is Hoffman. Here's a throw into the end zone, tipped up in the air and incomplete. And that's the end of the first half as he was going for Chad Forrester of South Barber. Pretty good coverage there. I think Stout was back there from Madison.
Stout was one of them, and it was Bryant Lindsay from Lebo.
All right, let's go to the sidelines where Aaron has another Hanover interview. He's got Matt Heuer of Hanover.
You guys come out with a quick strike in the first play of the game, and Newald hits the guy in stride and runs it in for the touchdown, and then their defense tightened up on you guys. What's it going to take to get the offense rolling again?
Well, we've kind of had some missed blocks and things like that. Our offense is still a little bit shaky. We hope to come out in the second half and shore things up on the offensive side of the ball.
All right. Good luck to you in the second half.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, that's Matt Heuer, one of the assistants on the East 1 squad. And Matt, of course, is the head coach of Hanover. And it looks like Aaron has rounded up one of the West coaches. Aaron? We'll send it down to Aaron now as he's got one of the West coaches.
Yeah, I'm here with Otis Hendricks, and you guys come out, give up that big play, first play of the game, but you guys bounced back nicely, and you could take a nice halftime lead in.
Yeah, the kids have stayed real aggressive. They've done a good job at not letting up. They didn't get down, and they just kept playing, hard football. So.
How about that running back you guys have there? He's just a horse.
I tell you what, Wilder, he just doesn't quit. He sees the field well. He moves his feet constantly, and he's a workhorse. And I've actually had to coach against him, and it's not an easy task. He's a tremendous athlete and a great individual.
How are you going to keep these guys down second half?
I think the plan is just stay aggressive, and we're a little bit smaller in size, but our kids, they just keep coming after it and staying quick and aggressive, and that's going to be the key for us, I think.
All right, thanks a lot. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, looks like Don Melby has made his way to Aaron, so we'll send it back down to Aaron as he has Don Melby with us.
Now, and your take on the first half?
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a huge difference in intensity in the hitting, in the attitude or whatever it is in this game from the first game. And I got a genuine feeling in that first quarter they just don't like each other. I mean, they come out and there was a lot of trash talking and a lot of hitting, and that, just the intensity of it in the first quarter was huge. And I thought the West squad did a great job. They get hit with the bomb right off the bat, give up 8 points, and they came right back and got settled down. And you talk about power, I was really impressed with their offensive line too. Their offensive line is moving people off the ball, and then you get the 210-pound tailback. That's almost not fair. We were talking on the sidelines. I'd love to see him get bounced outside and see what he can do in the open field, because he doesn't look slow.
No.
But you give him the ball and put somebody in front of him, he's going to run him backwards. I haven't seen him put on his back yet. No. I bet the back of his jersey's clean.
What do you think that the East squad needs to do to get themselves righted for the second half?
Well, they've just got to finish. You get the impression that the West just kind of marched them all over the field. They've had some good plays. They've had some openings. They've just got to put a drive together, and now they're going to have to do more than one, but there's some potential there. They can strike quick. I don't sense the power for the East, but they're going to have to be able to take on the train and not let them just grind up all the clock and score, and then they got to get the ball in the end zone. They got to finish it. Other than the first play, they haven't been able to do that.
What do you think about them stopping that big fullback? Are they just going to have to stun him, or what are they going to
Well, I think they've done a better job as the game went on of not trying to hit him in the shoulders. That's obviously not going to work. I've seen several times where they're getting enough lower to get his legs together and then pull him out, and he's still going forward. You know, they talk about those yaks, the yards after contact, and he's got a lot of those.
Yeah,
I mean, he's making
more so than before contact.
Yeah, I think he's making 2 or 3, 4 yards every time after they hit him, and that wears on you. You know, the key there is going to be, can he take that pounding the whole game? Mm-hmm. And I felt like the East got wore down a little bit with the physicalness. Standing over here, they seemed a little more tired. They're going to have intensity in the second half. They're going to have to come back with some energy and play hard and stay with it. Especially if the West gets another score, you start emotionally getting a little tougher. So they've got to come out with some intensity, and they got to get something going early, I think.
It's hard to stay fired up when you're behind.
Yes, it is. And when you're getting physically pounded on besides that. I mean, I don't know that the West is really that much more big, but their line is doing a great job of moving people on that initial line charge and getting the block in there and doing some things. And, you know, that's just been, to me, that's part of the difference in this game.
All right, Don, we'll catch you after the game.
All right, thanks.
All right, that's our analyst, Don Melby, helping us out here. All right, John Swanson, Jay Rao back at the 8-man All-Star football game, the 8-man 1 All-Star game. We'll look at some stats from the first half of this ball game. The West had 11 first downs. They were 8 for 14 passing, 85 yards, 32 rushing attempts, 112 yards rushing. For the West, Lance Hoffman of Claflin, 8 of 13 for 85 yards. And number 37, that would be Tyler Wilder of Pretty Prairie, 19 rushes, 72 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a point after. And for the East, 4 first downs, 6 of 9 in the air for 84 yards, 14 rushing attempts for 49 yards. Dominic Newald, 6 of 9 for 84 yards and a touchdown. Dominic has rushed 9 times for 31 yards. And 39 yards in penalties for the East, 15 yards penalties for the West. Some defensive stats for the East. Ryan Nittler of White City has 3 solo tackles. Jordan Stout of Madison, 3 solos, 6 assists. And Andrew Wiederholt of Hartford has 3 solo tackles and 5 assists. For the West, Anthony Sherrill of Jetmore has 2 solo tackles, 3 assists. Kyle Connell has 4 assists and 1 deflection. And so that's some stats to throw out from the first half. And Jay is busy burning up a pencil here. And the East will kick off to the West. Marcus Sear of Wakefield will boot it, left footer, to Gorson of Gossel at the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and number 22, Tim Stennett of Marmonton Valley saved a touchdown, because if he gets past him with his speed, Gorson is gone. But what a return the way it is. Gorson of Gossel goes to the 35-yard line, so the West starting out with pretty good field position.
And you can tell he wants that ball on those kicks. He had to jump up and catch it at the 2.
Right.
And then away he goes. And I'll tell you what, you as a defender have got to be in a little bit of fear when he gets it.
Here's Wilder, Pretty Prairie again up the middle for 10 yards, out in the open, but a good open field tackle by Taylor Barker of Lebo. And again, if Barker doesn't make that play, he's gone.
He broke a tackle with the free safety just about at the first down marker and was able to step out of it. And Barker just for a moment kind of hesitated, thinking the tackle was going to be made. And he was fortunate he was able to still be in position, because he was really ready to get loose. Takes it clear down to the 23.
And Barker's form was really good. He really wrapped around him,
yes,
because he knew that he's not going to bring Wilder down very easily. So the West at the East 23-yard line. Here's Wilder again. This time just a short gain. And let's see, I believe that was Jared Harris of Williamsburg in there for the stop.
Yeah, when you can hold him to a 2-yard gain, you've got to feel like your defense had a pretty good stop there.
You feel like that's a victory, don't you?
That's right.
Second down and 8 from the 22 of the East. The West working their way left to right. 11:02 to go, just getting underway in the third quarter. The West leading 16-8. The East would like to stiffen up here and not get down 2 scores. Back to pass is Hoffman, rolling to his right, has time, airs it out, got him in the end zone, but that's going to go over his head out of bounds. He wanted number 10 there for the West, Bobby Trapp of Otis Bison.
David Becker from Meridazine was putting pressure on the quarterback, making him run to the sideline. However, he is going to get called for personal foul, roughing the passer, so a play that should have been to the East advantage is going to wind up being a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. from the 27. That'll take it down to about the 13-yard line. So
that's going to put the West in pretty good position.
And again, that's one of those composure plays. He had done a good job and really didn't need to take those 2 extra steps to hit him after he was already out of bounds. And as a result, why they're clear down at the 11 is where they're going to be. So first down at that point.
Yeah, if you're the East coaches, they're probably saying, hey, we don't need that. The West doesn't need any help here.
No, and they had just done a good job of forcing a 3rd and long, and instead now it's 1st and 10 at the 11.
Hoffman out of the shotgun. He'll take it himself, roll to the left, and he's brought down at about the 7. And Jared Harris of Williamsburg in on the tackle. You know, Harris is impressive, 5'7", 240. He is just quick.
He is quick. Low center of gravity, but he keeps his legs to the point where he's totally in control, and he does have good 2 or 3 quick steps that he's able to recover very well.
2nd down and 8.
You know, we talked about a lot of the things from the All-Star game, the chance to really meet kids from around the state and become good friends. But I think the blue is only going to be good friends with their blue teammates, and the red only with their red teammates.
Yeah,
I don't see a lot of crossover here.
I think Don Melby was right about that. Back to pass is Hoffman again. He'll take off. He's to the 5, rounds the corner, and he got in there for the touchdown. Lance Hoffman of Claflin puts the West up a couple of scores here. Now they're going to be up 22-8 as Hoffman runs it in from the 8-yard line.
Nice move on his part. He's dropped back to pass. Didn't really see anything, and we talked in the first half about how if he doesn't see anything early, he is so quick to just go ahead and take to the run, because at 6'5", 195 pounds, he knows he's going to be able to do some things that maybe a 5'7", 160-pound quarterback can't do. And
yeah, that's right.
Sidestepped one defender, got a great block by a receiver. Here's the swinging gate, extra point again.
Everybody over to the left except Hoffman, who is taking the shotgun snap. And now the pass by number 11, Brett Gorson, gets deflected as he wanted to throw it to Logan Hedlund of South Gray, so it's no good. So the West will lead 22-8. We'll take a break. More football on KVSV after this. This is KVSV, Abbott FM in Beloit, Kansas, the 8-man one All-Star football game. 22-8, the West leading the East. And here is the boot by the West. Taken by Newald at the 2. He's to the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh my! At the 28, he tried to tiptoe and not get out of bounds, but he couldn't do it, and nobody was in front of him. If Dominic somehow could have tight-roped, he's gone.
Yeah, that last person was able to just nudge him on out of bounds, or Newald's gone down the sidelines.
So the East needs to try to answer the West here, 22-8. The East did a good job of stopping the 2-point conversion, but they did not stop the West on that opening drive. So they're down 2 scores. Newald awaits the shotgun snap. He has it. And underthrows number 24, Bryant Lindsay of Lebo.
That's that same spot pass that they ran a couple times in the first half with some completions, but there was a defender coming in coming to the outside from inside, and I think that had Dominic's attention. He tried to get it a little bit further away from the receiver and just skipped it to him.
And it looks like the guys are getting ready to gather somebody from the West, and we'll keep an eye on that. Here's the shotgun snap to Newald. Hands it off to Corson. Corson breaks out to the right side. He's to the 30, 35. Has a first down inside West territory. And there's that speed. Matthew Corson rounds the corner. And boy, that first step is awfully fast. I bet he's quick on the basketball court.
You're not kidding. They had him stopped 2 yards deep at the off tackle, and he just bounced it to the outside. And like you said, he was at the corner in great acceleration. Picked up 16 yards on the play and another first down.
We're going to be sending it down to Aaron after this play. It looks like he has Brett Gorson of Gossel, the speedster, rounded up. And we'll send it down to Aaron after this play from the East. Out of the gun, here's Newald. Newald to the 35. A nice gain on first down. Now Aaron has Brett Gorson of Gossel. Aaron?
Yeah, John, here with Brett, and you guys you're helping your team get some great field position out there using them swivel hips.
That's right. That's what I'm mostly out here for. That's what I'm going to college for.
Special teams,
yeah,
huh?
Right.
And they've put you all over the field on offense there. You had to learn a lot of positions, huh?
Yeah, well, that's what I played during the year, so I already knew those.
You just floated everywhere.
That's
huh?
right.
All right. Good luck to you the rest of the game.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
That's Brett Gorson of Gossel, the return artist. 2nd down and 4 for the East. Newald hands it off to Shane Hoseley, and Shane is going to be close to a first down. You know, Don Melby hit it on the head, Jay, and that is the East has done some nice things, but they have not finished, and that's what they need to do.
You know, they had the one great play right at the start of the ball game, but they haven't been able to be consistent. Again, to some extent, some penalties, but just haven't been able to sustain it like the West has with that great running attack by the West. And we thought going in it'd be the East running attack, but they just haven't been able to do it quite as much.
3rd down and 2. From the 30-yard line, Newald takes the snap. He's got a first down and a little bit more as he's inside the 25. And as we've said before, I love watching Dominic Newald out of the shotgun because it's fun watching a kid create, and he's at his best when he's doing that.
Well, and they had the other two backs both lined up behind the guards, so they had everybody at the point of attack right ahead of him, and he was able to find a hole and pick his way through it and pick up 5 good yards for the first down.
1st and 10 East from the West 25-yard line. Newald takes the shotgun snap, fakes to Corson. He'll go around left end. He's got 5, 7-yard gain down to the 18-yard line.
Newald out of bounds.
So just when you know, Newald's one of those athletes, when you think you got him kind of stopped, you look up and you go, he got 7 yards.
And he's also one of those that really gets a feel for the game as it goes on, so he becomes stronger as the game goes because he starts knowing where things are open, and he just keeps picking away, and next thing you know, he's picked up a lot of yards and getting his team down close to the end zone again.
2nd down, and we'll call it 4. They need to get to the 15-yard line to the East. Out of the shotgun snap. Goes directly to Corson this time. And Corson is going to be close to the first down, but it's going to be 4th and short.
Number 7, Matthew Corson.
Or yeah,
should be third.
Third. Yeah. They moved that. They flipped the down marker so fast.
You're not kidding.
Made by Tyler Cannell.
3rd and 3. So obviously very much 2-down territory here.
Oh yeah.
7:18 to go in the 3rd. The West with the 22-8 lead here in the Kansas 8-man 1 All-Star football game. They fake it to Newald instead. The direct snap to Corson. He's in there for the touchdown. No, they say he went out at the 2. They say that he stepped out of bounds before he dove over the pylon. But that was a beautiful play.
It was the same lineup they used a little bit ago on that short yardage with the 2 running backs at the guard. But this time, instead of the snap going to Newald, it went to one of the short backs who faked going to the right and brought it back to the left on a counter with a pulling guard. Took it all the way down to the 2-yard line, so 1st and goal to 2.
Boy, Corson got a lot of speed when he turns the corner, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
So 1st and goal from the 2. Newald takes the snap in there for the touchdown. Dominic Newald scores for the East with 7 minutes to go in the ball, or 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Dominic Newald brings the East a little closer to the West. It is now 22-14.
Nice little 2-minute, 51-second drive.
And that's exactly what we were talking about. The East needed to finish.
Well, they had an incomplete pass on the first play, and from that point on, it was all runs as they took it the rest of the way for 53 yards.
Here's the power formation. Snap back to Newald. He hands it to the left side to the other player from Waverly, Heath Redding. Same type of play that worked with Corson. This time, Heath Redding for the 2-point conversion. So our score, 22-16 West. We'll have more All-Star football after this timeout. All right, John and Jay back at Trojan Field in Beloit. The Kansas 8-man 1 All-Star football game. The West leading 22-16. A nice drive by the East there, Jay, and Dominic Newald caps it off with a 2-yard touchdown run.
That was just an excellent drive and one they had to have after just giving up a score.
Gorson takes the kickoff at the 10, 15, 20, stays on his feet, 25, 30. Boy, how many times did Brett Gorson spin and gain a few more yards when he spun off a tackle?
Spin and a stutter step and a quick cut back, and here he is so small and nobody gets a clean shot at him. He never did take a hard hit, and he had 4 guys coming at him at the end of the play, and none of them still had a good hit on him.
First and 10 for the West. They have the ball at their own 30-yard line. The West leading 22-16, 6:52 to go, third quarter. Lance Hoffman of Claflin is the quarterback. He'll hand it to Wilder. A pretty Perry. Oh, beautiful shoestring tackle. Jordan Stout of Madison got in the backfield, and that is one way to bring the big guy down. Get him at the shoelaces.
Yeah, you cannot hit him up high at the shoulders. He's just too strong. He has that great lean, so it's not a case where you're going to be able to bring him down doing that.
All right, tell you what, let's send it down to the sidelines. Aaron has Dominic Newald of St. John's.
Yeah, John, here with Dominic, and you guys come out that first play of the game. You throw a bomb downfield, your guy runs under it, pick up the touchdown.
Coach had that decided from the beginning. We wanted to see and use our speed against their size and try to get them long, and we did.
And then it seemed like this last drive here, they're really using you as a workhorse.
Well, yeah, Coach wants to pack it in and run right at him because we're just as big and physical but faster than they are.
And they kind of pulled you out of defense this last quarter. Are they trying to save you a little bit for the fourth, maybe?
Yeah, it's pretty hot out there, you know, and I'd like to save myself and try to help my team on offense.
All right. Thanks a lot, Dom.
All right, Dominic Newald of St. John's Tipton having a super game. Third down and 5. Here's the handoff to Wilder of Pretty Prairie, and the East has stopped him. They did a good job of just kind of ganging up on him. That's the other way,
that's right,
Jay, to bring him down. Justin Orr of White City, one of the tacklers there.
Well, the first one was hitting him around the thighs, so that kind of took that leg surge out of there. But you're right. It's the fact the teammates came over there to help him out. Big call here. We've got a 4th and 2 just inside their own territory at the 38-yard line.
I'm going to guess Tyler Wilder.
That's kind of where I'd go.
4th and 2. Hand off to Wilder. He's got the first down. I mean, he's been money. I think the shortest gain he's had was 1 yard, and that was that shoestring tackle in the backfield.
And that time he was moving. Then on that play he was moving sideways. But on this play here, there was no sideways. It was straight up the middle, body lean, picks up 4 yards. So 1st and 10 now at the East 38-yard line.
1st and 10 for the West. 4:58 to go in the third. It's 22-18, or 22-16 rather, in favor of the West. There's Wilder straight ahead, and he's down to the 35-yard line.
Stop by number 64.
Second down, we'll call it 6. Ball at about the 34-yard line for the West on the East 34-yard line.
All of their drives except 2 have been right at that 10-11 mark. They had the 5-yard touchdown drive last time that was helped with the roughing penalty, but they are really doing a good job of keeping ball control.
Hoffman will keep it himself, and nice tackle and a good help from some of his buddies. Taylor Barker of Lebo had a hold of the jersey, and then somebody came in and finished him off. I did not see a number. It might have been Anthony Bruna of Hanover.
It's either Bruna or it might have been Marcus Sear from Wakefield.
But good help there and good pursuit. But Barker started it all by getting a hold of him, slowing him down.
Sear had to miss his junior year because of cysts on his ankle that had to be surgically taken off through a whole series of surgeries. He's glad to be able to play his senior year and now making the All-Star game.
3rd down and 5. Here's the handoff and a first down. That's Gorson. Gorson of Gossel. How about that for a change of pace? Just when you're getting used to the big horse, they put the speedy guy in there, and he's through the hole before you know it.
You're not kidding, boy. He really burst through there, and I think kind of took him by surprise, because if you aren't used to seeing that quickness after watching those big guys rumble, that's a whole different ball game.
Yeah, like going from a fastball pitcher to a knuckleball pitcher. Here's the pitch back to Gorson. This time the East was ready for him. The first hit was made by Anthony Bruna, and then 64, Justin Orr of White City finished him off. 3:14 to go in the third, 22-16 in favor of the West. Good ball games here today from Trojan Field and Beloit, and a good crowd all day long, too.
Well, the West is responding with a really nice drive after just giving up that nice touchdown drive to the East. Anytime the opponent answers, you want to answer them right back, and right now they're doing that.
Out of the shotgun is Hoffman on 2nd and 11. Has a man out there. Yeah, that's a penalty. Yeah, Tim Stennett of Marmonton Valley didn't mean to, but he ran into the receiver before the ball was there.
That's right. In fact, the receiver's fairly well fallen down, and Stennett was going to try and go for the interception and tripped over him, but he tripped over his feet. They're calling a pass interference, which you often see, but he was totally victimized on that one.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is, pass interference on the East. So that is going to push the West closer to the goal, as they'll have the ball at about the 12 and a half. That's about split between the 10 and the 15-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the West here. 2:51 to go in the third. West leading 22-16. Hoffman of Claflin will hand off and stopped at about the 10-yard line. And that was that Wilder? Yeah, that was Wilder of Pretty Prairie.
Wilder to the 10-yard line.
So 2nd down at about 7 here. They can get a first down. They need to get to about the 2.5-yard line. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown.
The East is doing a lot better job of getting a lot of people to that ball carrier, as you alluded to a little bit ago. Awfully tough for one man to stop him even when he is down low.
So 2nd down, we'll call it 7 or 8. Here's the pitch back to Wilder. And I thought that was a football. That was a helmet that flew off, not the football. And that wasn't Wilder's helmet. I think it was Sterling lost his helmet from South Barber. 2:07 to go here in the third. It's 22-16 in favor of the West. And now this will bring up 3rd down at about 5. They need to get down to about the 2.5-yard line. Ball resting at the 7.
Big play here, because if you can stop them and force them into a long 4th down situation, it's to your advantage.
Hand off to Wilder. He's inside the 5. And they stop him short of a touchdown, but I'm not sure. He may have a first down. See where they... No, he does not. He's short. But it's 4th and about a long 1. So I bet you he gets it again.
I have the feeling that's what happened last time when he picked up 4 yards just with body lean. So
if you're the defense, do you do some sort of a stunt here?
I think you got to put at least 6 kids up into the holes to try and stop him before he can get going.
Here's the handoff to Wilder.
Touchdown.
And he's in there for the touchdown.
Touchdown.
Tyler Wilder of Pretty Prairie has his 3rd touchdown of the day to make it 28-16 in favor of the West. 1:19 to go in this 3rd quarter.
Another long drive, 12 plays, only 1 pass, and that one was incomplete, but pass interference was called on it. All the rest of them were runs, just mostly brute force, although they did have the little back in there for a couple of quick plays. Right. But they're not trying to be fancy. They're just saying, here we come. What can you do about it?
Snap is high, and he'll try to run out of it, and he's not able to. That's Garrett Hebert of Gossel, who took the snap that time, and the point after is no good. So that means your score is 28-16 in favor of the West. We'll take a break. We'll have more from the Kansas 8-man-1 All-Star football game after this timeout. All right, John Swanson, Jay Rao back at Trojan Field in Beloit. 1:19 to go in this 3rd quarter in this Division I Kansas All-Star football game. Tyler Wilder of Pretty Prairie is having a nice day. He's got 3 touchdowns on the day, and he's been the horse for this West squad, no doubt about it. 28-16. The West did a good job of answering the East score.
Very much, and an impressive 12-play drive. Really pounding him hard.
Here's the kick, taken by Newald at the 5. Here's Dominic, the 10, 15. Trying to get outside, and good shoestring tackle there. And I'm trying to catch a number. That's by number 10 of the West. That's Bobby Trapp of Otis Bison. Ewald gets it out to about the 17. That was a pretty good open field tackle by Trav.
That was. He was in good tackle position, and that his feet were wide, his center of gravity was low, and that way he was ready to move no matter which way Ewald went, and was able to come up with that tight leg tackle.
First down and 10 for the East. Out of the single wing. Snap goes to Corson this time, and boy, they did a good job of grabbing his ankles. And that's number 54 for the West, Anthony Sherrill of Jetmore. And just like we talked about the back for the West being hard to bring down, Tyler Wilder. Well, Corson, you want to get him by the ankles so that he doesn't run around you.
That's exactly right. They tried to do that full house backfield with misdirection, and Sherrill was right there to put a stop on it.
Second down, he actually gained about a half yard. Second down, 9.5. Here's the handoff to Corson. Corson running hard. He's going to be close to the 25, about the 24-yard line. That's going to bring up a third down and about 5.
This is a big play now for the East. They had a nice drive resulting in a touchdown to bring them back within one score. But now the West answered back with that beautiful drive. And they really need to be able to come up with some time on the clock, give their defense a little chance to rest, and get back with another score on this drive.
Third down along 3. They need to get past the 27-yard line. Ewald out of the gun. Fakes a pass. He's going to throw it long. He's got a man out there. That's Corson. Oh! Off his hands. Oh, my. Hit him right in the hands. Perfectly thrown ball. Corson ran under it. I think he was worried about where the defender was, and it went right through his hands. Incomplete.
He was looking back into the sun if you're trying to look for an excuse.
Well, and that play is the end of the third quarter. We're going to take a break. Our score, West 28, East 16. We'll have more after this timeout. And back at the 8-man 1 All-Star game on 4th and 3 from their own 25-yard line. Yeah, Dominic Newald hits number 24. That's Bryant Lindsay of Lebo. They go for it and get it, and that's that same little slant pattern.
That's right. That's that gutsy call because you're back on your own 24 and you're already down by 2 scores. So that was a big call. Nice throw by Newald. Just get the first down. Anything extra was gravy. They didn't get anything extra, but they didn't need it.
So the East with a fresh set of downs. They'll have it at their own 29. And this time, Stout got the direct snap and fumbled the ball, and he's just going to fall on it. And so they'll have it second down and 15 from their own 24-yard line.
He was fortunate. He did the right thing. The ball was bouncing around a little bit, so rather than try and pick it up off those weird bounces and maybe lose the handle entirely, he just fell on it, and at least they have 2 more downs, second and third down, to try and pick up a first down.
So second down and 15 for the East, working left to right. The West leading 28-16. Newald back to pass, has a man out there. That's Corson at the 30. Corson breaking tackles.
Fumble.
And a fumble, and let's see who has it. Does the West have it?
I believe they recovered it.
Yes, they do. You know, I think, Corson maybe trying to make up a little bit for that pass that he dropped, and he was really banging some players and making and breaking tackles, and he got kind of hit on the side, and the ball went flying. And
he had bounced off a couple of defenders already, and he kind of got blindsided with a really hard hit after he just bounced off of another kid, and the ball came free. And the West recovers. Great field position here on the East 32-yard line.
Yeah, so the West will set up shop, like Jay said, on the East 32. So in good position here. With 10:42 to go in the ball game, 28-16 West.
Yeah, this is a huge time now. The East has to come up with a stop. They are 2 scores down, even though it's only 12 points. So 2 scores with 1 extra point could get them back into it. But if they give up another touchdown here, now they're 18 down, and that's huge.
And the quarterback straight up the middle.
I believe that's Bobby Trapp now from Otis Bison, isn't it? Nope.
No, that's 16. Garrett Hebert of Gossel. He'd taken a few quarterback snaps here, and looks like he's going to do it some more here.
Well, and he's got good quickness. He showed that on a couple of earlier plays from different positions.
Garrett Hebert of Gossel. Hands off to Wilder of Pretty Prairie.
Doesn't take a whole lot of real skill to do that. Hand off to the big guy and don't get in his road.
Right. So a first down for Wilder of Pretty Prairie, and boy, he is a horse. 3 touchdowns today for the West. That'll bring up third.
Looks like they're going to measure.
Yeah, it'll be close.
Looks to me like he's got it.
Yeah.
I'm on the angle here, so no guarantee.
And it is a first down. So already with a 28-16 lead, the West, with 10-11 to go in the ball game, would like to add more to it. They have the ball down to the 22 of the East after that fumble recovery. And it looks like the fellas are headed to the West sideline, so we'll be ready for an interview here shortly. Hand off to Wilder again. Short gain inside the 20, but you know, that's so, like we talked in the first game, it's so deceptive. When you got a back like Wilder that falls forward, you think it's a short gain, and it ends up being, well, this case, about a 3-yard gain.
They had him hit at the line of scrimmage, and he's just falling forward. Vincent Cassine in there from the linebacker spot gets him wrapped up around the legs so he can't keep churning, but that fall forward picks up the yards.
Right, 2nd down and 7. Here's the pitch to Wilder. This time the defense waiting for him, and that's Jordan Stout of Madison.
Anytime you can get him going left to right, left and right instead of straight forward, it's to your advantage. And sure enough, after the pitch, before he can really get turned up the corner, Stout's able to come up and make the hit on him. So, but if he's going straight ahead up the middle, boy, it's tough for you.
Well, watching this ground attack of the West, you just feel like you need to stop them for a yard or two, or else you're in trouble. It's kind of like when you're watching Smith Center. Boy, if you don't stop them first couple of downs, you're in trouble. Incomplete pass, as that time Hebert wanted Lance Hoffman, who the quarterback now is playing one of the end positions. So Hoffman went out for a pass, incomplete. So that's going to bring up 4th down. And about 10 for the West. So this is a big play for the East.
Big play for the East. Great coverage by Jordan Stout that time. Was able to get a hand on the ball right at the receiver and keep that from being complete.
All right, let's do this play here. Hebert back to pass. And incomplete.
Pass broken up by number 32, Marcus Sear.
And the guys are going to kill me because I just missed an interview on 4th down there, but I felt like I needed to go the play. All right, well, send it down to Aaron. Aaron, what's going on over there?
I was just teasing you a little bit from all the way over here.
Sorry about that, buddy.
I had him wrangled, but he was way too big for me to hold over here.
Yeah, and that was going into 4th down, and I just couldn't quite get it to you on time.
Yeah.
So you just have to send Schran after another.
All righty.
All right.
Huge stop by the East. Still only the 2 scores down. A lot of time left, so that's not a factor yet at this point. But a touchdown there would have been crucial.
So the East has the ball back. Newald, pump fake. Will scramble. Now trying to get out of it. He's going to get thrown for a loss. He just kind of ran out of time there, and eventually the walls just collapsed, so to speak, and Newald gets thrown for the loss.
He kept moving back, and when he made his last pivot turn, he ran into an official. I think if that wouldn't have happened, he maybe could have picked up some yards on that left side, but instead he had to turn back the other way then after making contact, and the defense was right there to finally bring him down. Big loss on the play of about 8 yards, 9 yards.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and 21. Newald takes the shotgun snap, and he'll keep it himself. And he's out to past the 20-yard line, so got back the initial loss there. And so that'll bring up 3rd down at about 10.
Dominic Newell with the ball as the ball carrier. Anthony.
So 3rd down and 10 for the East. And they have the ball at their own 22-yard line.
3rd down and 10.
Well, they want to pick up a big chunk of this 3rd down so that if anything, if they have a 4th down, it's a short yardage situation. Yeah. But they need a nice drive here at this point in the game.
Yeah, you can really see this might be 2-down territory for them, even though they're deep in their own territory. Newald back to pass. Got a man out there. Complete to the 30. And it's a 1st down. And that's number 24, Bryant Lindsay of Lebo. So a good job by Newald to keep the drive alive and Lindsay to get the 1st down.
Boy, that was a big pass by Newald. Was able to get away from the initial rush, kept his composure, kept his eyes on receivers, and through the pass it was complete for the 1st down, and then picked up an additional 4 yards besides that.
Here's Newald out of the gun. Pass on the left side, complete. Short gain. That's that same little slant to Bryant Lindsay of Lebo.
Pass to number 24.
But the thing that does is that puts you in a pretty good yardage situation on 2nd down, because now you're looking at 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6, plus sooner or later that defender is going to come rushing up to try and stop that little bitty pass, and that's when you turn your man upfield and all of a sudden the little play becomes a big play.
6:43 to go in the ball game. 28-16 in favor of the West. Newald back to pass over the middle, got a man, incomplete. Pretty good coverage there as he wanted Heath Redding of Waverly. The coverage by Chance Sterling of South Barber.
Sterling was right there for the coverage. The ball also went through the hands of a linebacker, and well, that's amazing how just that little distraction keeps you from really being focused on a nice catch.
So 3rd down and 6 for the East. They're at the 39-yard line, working left to right. Out of the shotgun. Snap comes back this time to Corson. Corson looking for some running room. He's going to break it outside. He's got some room. He's to the 30. 25, 20, spins, 15, hops over a defender to the 10. What a run by Matthew Corson of Waverly.
That was a beautiful run, and once he got back and got by that defender, he had this whole side of the field, and you could just see that they better get a lot of guys over there in a hurry, and he still fought through 2 or 3 more tackles with his spinning and jumping moves.
Now they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at about the 17 or the 18, I guess, so not quite as far as what we originally thought, but still a pretty nice run. So 1st and 10 for the East. 6:25 to go in the game. 28-16 West. Newald out of the gun. Back to pass. Got a man. Incomplete. But that was a pretty good pass by Dominic, because there was pretty good coverage there by Marty Lager of Grinnell. He wanted Heath Redding of Waverly, and he put that where if Redding doesn't get it, nobody gets it.
Nobody gets it. Not only was Lager there, but there was 2 other defenders as well. One fairly close to Lager, and then one over more toward the inside where the pass was headed. So Newald had to put it out there to where his receiver was the only one with a shot at it, just a little overthrown, but they still have plenty of downs now.
All right, 2nd down. Out of the gun is Newald. He'll run it to the 20, 15, inside the 15-yard line. Gets out of bounds with 6:15 to go in the ball game. 28-16 West. The East would like to score here and get within 1 score, because if you could get within 1 score and make a conversion, then you're only down 6.
Yeah, and those extra points could be huge, but that's why this drive here needs to result in some points.
3rd down and 7. Ball at the 15 of the West. And the direct snap goes to Hoseley. He bobbles it. It's on the ground. He gets it back. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, but he never really had control of that.
That's that little short snap counter play, and looked like was going to maybe get some yards, but he couldn't quite come up with it cleanly. He was fortunate that he was really able to fall on it, but now a huge 4th and 7 upcoming.
So a timeout with 6:02 to go in the ball game. And the West leading 28-16. A big fourth down play to come, 4th and 7. 6:02 to go in the ball game. 28-16 in favor of the West. And this is a big play in this game, Jay, for the East, because they have 4th and 7. The ball just resting out the 15. They need to get it inside the 8. And if you don't get this, the West is going to run some clock off and make it difficult for you to score twice.
That's exactly right.
That's a 4th and 7 for the East at the West 15-yard line. Newald back to pass. Got a man.
Great catch.
He's going to take it in for the touchdown. That's Bryant Lindsay of Lebo, and what a huge conversion. Not just a conversion, but a touchdown on 4th and 7. And that puts the East right back in it here, 28-22, as Newald connects with Bryant Lindsay of Lebo. So Newald's second touchdown pass of the day.
Past the first down marker, and then a beautiful spin move to the outside after he caught it and was able to take it across for the touchdown. That was enormous.
So 28-22. And now they'll go for 2. Newald will take it in himself out of the shotgun. That brings it to 28-24. So Dominic Newald throws another touchdown pass and runs in the 2-point conversion. We've got a ball game again, 28-24 in favor of the West. We'll take a break. We'll have more of the Kansas 8-man 1 All-Star football game after this timeout. All right, John and Jay back at the Kansas 8-man 1 All-Star football game in Beloit, Trojan Field in Beloit. 28-24, the West leading the East. Earlier today, the East defeated the West 16-8 in the 8-man 2 All-Star game. 5:57 to go, and here's Gorzen to the 30 and down at the 35-yard line. All right, we'll send it down to the sidelines as Aaron has Bryant Lindsay of Lebo who scored that touchdown.
32-yard line.
Yeah, John, I'm here with Bryant, and he's trying to decide if he's supposed to go back in or not, but it looks like we're safe for the moment. But, hey, they're starting to look you up here in the second half. You come up with some big catches and then the touchdown.
Yeah, we're being pretty successful in the stop routes, so that's what we're sticking to right now.
You and Newald get a lot of reps this week?
Yeah, we got quite a bit.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get that timing down, but the second half, you guys are really hooked up.
Yeah, we spent a lot of hours this week, 2-a-days, about 2 hours for each practice. We spent a lot of hours this week trying to get that down.
All right, thanks a lot. Good luck to you.
Thanks.
All right, that's Bryant Lindsay of Lebo, and on the play, they throw Wilder, well, for a no gain. You don't throw him for too many losses, but nice defensive play by Kate Bauman of Kensington, West Smith County. Kate getting some defense in now.
He was able to submarine him, get clear down around the ankles, and got some help from Hostley from Clifton Clyde, and they made sure that it's now 2nd and 10.
So 2nd down and 10 for the West. The ball at the 32-yard line, and I think they're going to get called for delay of game. We'll see here.
Yes, they are.
So the tide has turned just a little bit here as the East scores to bring it to within 4. That was a good return on the kickoff by Gorson, but now the West is pushed back to the 27-yard line, so they're going to have a 2nd down and 15, and now it makes it a little bit harder to give to the big horse.
Yeah, that takes away from what their strength is, and sure enough, they put him in motion even.
Garrett Hebert of Gossel will run the option, and he's going to have some yardage across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. So he picked up that penalty and a little bit more.
It looks like he picked up pretty close to 10 yards, making it a very makeable 3rd and 5 instead of a 3rd and real long.
Now the defense for the East has to stiffen, and if you're the West, this is probably 2-down territory. Depends what happens on this play, I imagine.
Yeah, you don't want to give the East a short field, though, to go for the winning touchdown. So this is a huge play.
Hebert of Gossel is the quarterback. He'll hand it to Wilder. There's a fumble. Ball on the ground. I think the East has it. Let's see. The East is jumping around like they have it.
Well, the ball laid there quite a while and was getting kicked around, and I think it might have got...
It is the West ball.
Yeah, it might have got knocked back into Wilder's stomach where he surrounded it.
Yeah. So now,
Huge play, though.
4th down and 4. 4th down and 4. This could be the play of the game here.
Ball on the west side of the field, so they haven't crossed that magic mid-stripe at this point.
Ball at the 37 of the West. They need to get to the 38 of the East. And a timeout Timeout by the West. They want to make sure everybody in a big play like this, everybody's on the same page. You know, we're going to keep it right here during the timeout. 3:53 to go in this 8-man-1 game. 28-24 West, and 4th and 4. Do you give it to Wilder up the gut? Do you roll Hebert out maybe?
I think you've got to
run the option. Yeah,
I think you've got to give it to him, and just that play had some openings, but they just didn't get the handoff made. But this is such a huge play. The West really doesn't have to score again. What the West needs to do is keep possession of the football, and this is enormous at this point, because if they don't pick up the first down, not only does the East get possession, but they get possession with only half the field to have to go to, and they just made that crucial extra point. So now all they need is a touchdown, and they've got to win. So big play.
Is it possible they could come out and punt here? I don't think they're going to.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised that they do, but I really think they're going to go for it. And you might see a fake to him and then a keep by the quarterback around the end. I would think that'd be a good call as well.
All right, out of the shotgun snap. They toss it back to Marty Lager, and he's going to have the first down and more. He's going to cut back to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown. How do you like that?
Wow.
What a play. Marty Lager of Grinnell.
The ball goes direct snap to the quarterback, Hoffman, who hands to a running back who then laterals back to another running back, and in the meantime, Hoffman goes downfield. He is so wide open across the middle. There isn't anybody within 10, 12 yards of him, but the defensive pressure wouldn't let him stop to throw the ball, and he turns Salzier into a silk purse, not only gets the first down, takes it all the way to the house for the touchdown.
So a 42-yard touchdown run. Marty Lager makes it 34-24 in favor of the West. All right, John and Jay back at the 8-man All-Star football game in Beloit, where 3:40 to go.
Same play.
Same play, and here's the pass in the end zone. And no good, as they say, that Lance Hoffman was bobbling the ball as he fell out of bounds, so the play is no good. Point after no good. So with 3:40 to play, it's West 34, East 24. We'll break again. We'll have more football, 8-man-1 All-Star football action from Beloit after this timeout. All right, John and Jay back for the final 3:40 here in the 8-man-1 game. The West leading the East 34-24. And now the kickoff with 3:40 to go here. Here's a squib kick taken at the 25-yard line and to the 28, return to the 28. And that was, let's see, that was Marcus Sear of Wakefield that picked up the kick.
And number 32, Chaz Beckwith.
Well, this is now down to the 3:36. The East has no choice but to score, being down by 10, and they can't have a long drive that consumes a lot of time. They really need to get this score in probably 5 plays or less.
So 1st and 10 for the East. Dominic Newald back to pass. Has time. Here's one out, and it's picked off. Picked off by number 9, Lance Hoffman of Claflin. Back to the 30, to the 40, 30, and inside the 20-yard line. And you hate to say it, but that might just be the straw that broke the camel's back there for the East.
For one thing, West is already in 4-down territory down at the 15-yard line. That was that down-out-down pattern they were trying to run, and this time they not only had the defender stick with the receiver, but Hoffman, playing free safety, came over for deep coverage, so you have man under or zone over, and he was able to come up with that interception and then a long return clear down to the 15-yard line.
So the West set up in very good shape here, and Garrett Hebert, the quarterback from Gossel, and he hands it off. Boy, nothing there. The East doing a good job of stopping the running back on that carry.
And in fact, almost came away with a strip. Hosley, as the other 2 players had him stopped up, was trying very hard to strip the ball away, which is what they really need to do at this point.
Yeah, that was Ben Paul of Pretty Prairie on that carry. Didn't mean for that to rhyme. 3:09 to go in the ball game. We'll keep it right here. The West with a 10-point lead over the East, 34-24. Second down and 14 for the West. Snap back to Hebert. Gets away from the pressure and is down, scrambles, and gets down to about the 13-yard line. And probably the biggest thing for the West, he just chewed up more clock as he did that.
He did. He made a wise decision. He was moving toward the sideline, and you could just almost read his body language that he suddenly realized, ooh, I don't want to go out of bounds here. And so he cut it back to the inside and picked up a nice little 6 yards on the play.
So it's 3rd down and 7 for the West. They need to get the ball inside the 5-yard line for a first down. Back to pass is Hebert. Has time, nobody open. Now the pocket collapses a little bit. Now he's going to take off to his left. Has a man. Forrester from South Barber, but a good open field tackle there by number 21, Shane Osline, flipped and Clyde.
Brought down by
Shane. The West is going to call a timeout. No, the East. I was going to say, why would the West stop the clock at this point? That didn't make any sense to me.
Well, I kind of wondered about the pass itself, because if that pass would have been incomplete, it would have stopped the clock. So they were fortunate, even though the play went for a 4-yard loss. They were still fortunate that they caught the ball and kept the clock running and forced the East to take a timeout.
Well, and quite frankly, Forrester of Barber kind of reached out with his left hand and made a pretty good catch. All right, now Hebert of Gossel still in at quarterback will take the shotgun snap. He has Wilder back there. He'll throw it. Has a man complete. That's Gorson. And a nice catch by Gorson as he caught it behind him with his hands, reached out, didn't wait for it to hit him in the body, and he's got a first down, and the West is going to have 1st and goal from about the 2.5-yard line.
Lost his feet, so he wasn't able to take it on into the end zone, but instead it's 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Here's the snap back to Hebert of Gossel, and a couple of the ends were about 2 yards into the end zone as Hebert was getting the ball.
Yeah, they had 3 receivers moving across the line at the snap plus 1 guard. So when you see that many people move, you can usually point fingers of blame at the center.
Well, I think the count was on 2, and they went on sound.
They went on sound, and the center was going on 4.
Yeah, minute 55 to go. Yeah, it doesn't get started without that center, does it?
Nope.
Minute 55 to go in the ball game. Here's the pass in the end zone, incomplete by Hebert. 34-24, the West by 10 with a minute 52 to go in the ball game, and now it's 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line for the West.
Well, they're not really what you'd call taking a knee here, trying to run some clock out.
No,
they're putting the ball in the air, and
they want to score.
They want more points.
They want to score. 2nd down and goal from the 7. Here's Hebert of Gossel to Wilder of Pretty Prairie.
It's down.
In there for his 4th touchdown of the day. Tyler Wilder of Pretty Prairie gets his 4th touchdown of the day. So the 7-yard TD run makes it 40-24 for the West. They haven't changed the score yet, but it should be 40-24. Okay, so with a minute 47 to go in the ball game, the West leading 40-24. They'll go for 2. Here's Hebert of Gossel. Back to pass. Little screen. Got a man, and it's in there for the 2-point conversion. That is Bobby Trapp of Otis Bison. So that makes it 42-24 in favor of the West. We'll take a break. 42-24 West in this Kansas 8-man 1 All-Star football game. All right, back at the 8-man All-Star football game, the Division I contest. The West 42, East 24 with a minute 47 to go. And the West will kick off to the East. Picked up at the 20-yard line to the 25 and brought out to about the 27-yard line for the East. And let's see, that was Ryan Nittler of White City. Picked that squib kick up. Return it. Now you're playing for pride.
Now you're just playing for pride to see if you can put some more points on the board, because you do have an opportunity to do that. But that last interception and the subsequent drive that ended in the touchdown pretty well has put the game out of reach. It'd take a real Heidi situation here to change that.
Yes, and I don't think we have Heidi to switch to on the radio anyway.
I don't think so.
Minute 43 to go in the ball game. 42-24 the West. Newald out of the shotgun. Dominic will scramble. Cuts upfield. Finds some running room on the right side. He's to the 30, 35. And is out of bounds at the 37-yard line.
Real close to picking up the first down, though, and was able to get out of bounds. So turns what could have been a real disaster. He was hit 3 times deep in the backfield. Turns it into a nice gain and gives his team potentially 4 more downs.
2nd down and 1. Well, they're going to measure. They're going to take a measurement. So with $1:33 to go, it's 42-24 West. I'm going to say that they're just short. But we'll see. See what happens here on the measurement. Oh, it is a first down. So I don't think I'll buy a lottery ticket tonight.
I couldn't tell. I couldn't even see the ball. There was 3 players standing there and
I was just kind of guessing blind there. Yeah. 42-24, minute 33 to go in the ball game. Thanks for joining us today on KVSV, AM and FM in Beloit, Kansas, and on the web at www.kvsvradio.com. Interviews and the post-game show to follow this one. Newald out of the shotgun for the East. Has a man, that's Stout of Madison. And Jordan gets the first down. And let's see, he's at about the 33-yard line. Now the hurry-up offense for the East. Minute 29 to go in the game. They trail 42-24. Out of the shotgun is Newald. Dominic has the snap, and now a penalty.
I'm not sure all of the offense was set when the ball was snapped. Yeah, I believe that's what the call's going to be.
Yeah. So they'll push the East back 5 yards. A minute 24 to go in this one. Like I said, we'll have interviews, players and coaches interviews after this one is over. And then we'll also have Don Melby has made his way up to the booth, and we'll have some comments from our coach, Coach Melby. First down for the East. Out of the gun is Newald. Takes the snap. Has time. Now breaks down a little bit. He'll scramble. Now he's going to have to take it and run with it. He's down to the 30-yard line. But still will bring up a long yardage situation. He got the penalty back and a little more.
Yeah. About a 2nd and 8 here, so. And he again was able to get out of bounds, so that gets the clock stopped.
Mike Schrant having a conversation with the official. I would like to be a little mouse and hear that one. Wouldn't you?
That'd be good. That'd be good.
2nd down and 8. Ball resting just outside the 30-yard line, working left to right. 42-24 West with 1:07 to go. Newald, ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage as he wanted number 4, Heath Redding of Waverly, at about the 30-yard line, had him in the flat, and one of the linemen got a paw on that. Boy, what a beautiful day this has been.
This has just been great, and it's been good for the players, good for the fans. And they had said earlier there might be some rain showers, but there has been nothing but blue sky today.
Well, and we'd like to say that KVSV ordered this weather forecast. And Newald out of the shotgun, rolls away from trouble, now trying to get away from more pursuit. Got a man, Corson, at the 20, 15, jukes inside the 10, down to the 7. And now, like we said, you're playing for pride. 50 seconds to go. The blue squad, the East squad, would definitely like to get in the end zone.
Get that back into the 30s to make it a little bit more palatable when you see a 42 to 30-something score as opposed to 40s to 20s.
Right. Well, and 45 seconds to go. Clock is running. Newald out of the shotgun. Throws it up for Lindsay of Lebo. Oh, good defensive play. Nice defensive play by the D-back there, and that's Marty Lager of Grinnell. Oh, wait a second. No, wrong number. Chance Sterling of South Barbara. I thought that was 21. It's 28. Well, you know.
Good call, and just pass was maybe 6 inches shorter than than it needed to be. If that would have been 6 inches more, it's a touchdown. By being where it was tipped away.
39 seconds to go in the ball game. West leading 42-24. Newald will run it himself. Breaking around the left end. He's going to run in for the touchdown. Dominic Newald, his second touchdown run of the day. He has thrown for 2 touchdowns. So Dominic Newald brings the East a little closer, and that makes it 42-30 in favor of the West. So with 33 seconds to go in the ball game, Dominic Newald with the 7-yard run around the left end. So 42-30 in favor of the West, and the East will go for 2 here. The direct snap to Newald, and he's going to get stopped short.
It was just a brick wall. He tried to bounce it to the outside, and there was another brick wall out there. So,
yeah. So the score remains 42-30 in favor of the West. We'll take a break. We'll have more from the Kansas 8-man-1 All-Star football game in Beloit after this timeout. 33 seconds to go. 42-30. To kick it, Tim Stinnett of Marmonton Valley. That's a good kick. But it went out of bounds. They had the right idea. It took the short hop, then the big hop up in the air, and that's what you need.
If that hop would have been a little shorter, why the East had a person right there in the form of St. John's Tipton Vincent Cassine could have caught the ball, and he'd have been down right there and been the East ball. But you know, if ifs and buts are candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. So you know how that goes.
Yeah, except for your house, because you'd have probably eaten them already.
I'd have had them. Probably not the nuts, but the marshmallows and candy and everything else, I certainly will.
All right, the West will probably take a knee. It looks like they're in the victory formation with 33 seconds to go. I don't remember, I've talked to a lot of coaches over the years, and I remember asking one time one coach what his favorite formation was, and he said the victory formation.
You're not kidding.
Touche.
That's right.
21 seconds to go and counting. I don't think they're going to have to snap it again.
And if you have timeouts left, you can't do anything about it. So.
Well, the final score in this 8-man-1 game is going to be West 42 and the East 30. Good competitive ball game once again. We've had a couple of them. A lot more scoring in this one, as the first one ended up 16-8. Now this one 42-30.
You bet. In fact, in the second half, there was very few possessions that didn't wind up in scores. The interception was big, but I thought the West just continually being able to run off a lot of plays in a drive, keeping the East defense on the field a long time, and finishing. I mean, you can have nice drives, but if you only get down to the 15 and don't finish, that doesn't cause as much harm. But they were able to finish those drives, mix in enough passes to be effective, and come away with a very entertaining, entirely different style of game than that first one, but a very entertaining win.
I think Mike's working on Matt Johnson of Spearville. I'm sure he'll get him over here, and we'll have probably some players and some coaches here, and then we'll also bring in our own Don Melby for some analysis and get Don's take on the ball game. Your final score, West 42 and East 30. And I think you hit it on the head. I think the West did a good job of finishing some drives, although the East did a better job in the second half.
That's right.
Finishing some drives. They got some nice things done. Dominic Newald ended up running for 2 scores and throwing for 2 scores. So, all right, looks like Aaron has Russ Steinbrock of Clifton Clyde. We'll send it down to Aaron. Aaron?
All right, thanks, John. Yeah, I'm here with Russ, and you guys drew it up before the game. From what the players tell me, you come out with that quick strike, that first pass all the way down the field. That was a pretty nice play you guys started off with.
Yeah, we felt like we could beat them deep, and we thought maybe they might not be looking for something like that to open the game with, and it worked just like we'd drawn it up.
And then just costly mistakes and couldn't make some conversions down the road.
Yeah, we felt like we were in the ball game clear to the fourth quarter. We just had some penalties that really bothered us, offensive side of the ball and defensive side of the ball, and then we had couple drops and a couple just near misses, and we were still in there till the end.
Yeah, and you got to hand it to your kids the way they fought back. Got you within 4, but then a costly turnover again.
Yeah, exactly. That really hurt, but even after that, we kept fighting and we still stayed in the ball game, and they never give up. We kept fighting clear to the end.
All right, thanks a lot, Russ.
All right, thank you, Aaron, and that's Russ Steinbrock of Clifton Clyde. Send it down to Aaron now. He has Lance Hoffman of Claflin.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Yeah, I'm here with Lance, and heck of a game for you guys, and they tried you out at several different today. What was it like learning different positions?
It was pretty good. I've played most of those positions throughout my high school career. This is actually my first year starting quarterback, so it wasn't too much an adjustment for me, and everybody worked well, so it was real easy, and it was a real fun game.
Yeah, and what's it like to play with some of the talent that you have around you today?
Oh, it just makes things so much easier. It makes things so much funner. Practices go so much more smoothly, and the game, everybody gets hyped up, and everybody just wants to hit, and it's fun. Everybody's real excited, and we're all excited to play, and it was a good week with these guys. I like being with them. It was fun.
Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's Lance Hoffman of Claflin and Mike Escarell, the winning head coach. Matt Johnson of Spearville. We'll send it back down to Aaron with Matt Johnson of Spearville.
All right, thanks, John. And here with Matt Johnson, and you guys did a heck of a game. They came out, struck on you guys early, you know, threw that deep pass down the field, but you guys didn't seem to be too rattled at all about it.
No, we just went out and played our style of offense. So.
All right, talk a little bit about how it was coaching some of these athletes here.
Well, you coach against them when you're on the west side and everything, and then once you come here, you get to know them, and just a great bunch of kids.
How about that running back you guys had?
He is a stud right now. He was a stud today. I wish he was on the high school teams.
Yeah, it seemed like anytime you were in a questionable situation, you know, 3rd and short, 4th and short, you knew what you could do.
Yep, that's kind of the game plan going in, kind of just smash mouth, but it gets kind of boring, but at the same time, it's effective.
Yeah.
So.
Winning's not boring.
No, that's not.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks.
All right, thanks, Aaron. That's Matt Johnson of Spearville on the post-game show. We bring in our coach here, Don Melby of Pike Valley, and boy, I tell you what, some great individual performances today in this game. Boy, that Tyler Wilder of Pretty Prairie was tough, wasn't he, Don?
He was really tough.
4 touchdowns, and he just falls for it. I don't think he ever had a loss.
Yeah, and I don't know that fall's the word. It just pushes. I mean, he's just a horse, and he got those shoulders down, and he's got to be really sore. You could tell he was a little bit tired in the second half, but I still don't think they ever threw him for a loss. He just keeps going forward, and he keeps pounding on people, and he really wore a lot of people down today.
I know you said when you came up here, although he was on the losing side, nice game for Dominic Newald of St. John's. He threw for 2 and ran for 2 for the East. And you told me, you said, I'm glad the west of the state has as much trouble defending him as we do.
We've been trying to defend him for 4 years, and, you know, he's just a player. He makes something out of nothing. It doesn't matter whether he runs, he throws, he's just a player. He gets it done. It is gratifying to see him finish his career, at least in high school. You know, I hope maybe he goes on and does something else. But to be able to play the way he played today against the best teams in the state or the best kids in the state really shows the kind of athlete he is and the performance he had. I thought he was tremendous today for the East.
Well, I think probably one group that we have to probably talk a little bit about that we maybe haven't talked a lot about yet, and that's the offensive line on the West.
I was really impressed with them, especially the first half. They really moved people, and they did a good job the second half. But, you know, I really felt like the East line stepped up in the second half and did a much better job also. They gave Dominic some time, and they were throwing some blocks when he was scrambling, and I thought they did a much better job in the second half also. But for the whole game, I think the West line was probably the more dominant of the two. But a good performance by the East in the second half. They really stayed with it all the way to the end. Well, they got back, you know, within 6 points there, and they got them 4th and long, and they throw that 3 handoff, double reverse, triple through lip, whatever you want to call it. And I really think he was going to throw it, and the quarterback was open. But they was so blown up by the time he got there, he had to scramble. Then he scrambles 42 yards for a touchdown, and that's really a tough way to go. And then you turn around and have the big turnover the next drive, and really kind of put them down. But give the East credit, they came back and pushed that West right to the end, ended up getting another score in, and I'm glad to see that, because 42-24 would not have been even close to describing this football game. I thought both games today were just tremendous. I thought both teams played very, very well. They were pretty well matched for the most part, and everybody should have had a good time and a beautiful day for it.
All right, that'll do it for our coverage. We'll remind you of the final scores in the 8-man one game just completed. The West wins over the East 42-30.